Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream in a game which will be tense and tenacious. Everton play Manchester United at Goodison Park this Sunday afternoon. This is the home side's first game since their 10-point deduction in the Premier League for breaking FFP regulations. Everton now sit with 4 points and in 19th place and 5 points off safety after Luton's win at home yesterday to Crystal Palace. They sit 17th with 9 points, and despite the point deduction, Everton have had an okay start to the season, but at home is where they have been lacking the results. Despite positive performances, the goals haven't been going in for them, and they have just one win from their first 6 in the Premier League at Goodison Park. Manchester United have also got constant drama around their club, and into this game they sit in 8th spot but could climb to 6th with all 3 points today going above Brighton and Newcastle. They currently have 4 wins in their last 5 games in the league and come into this game after a 1-0 win at home to Luton before the international break. Everton record against today's opponents isn't something to dance about. Just 3 wins in their last 20 in all competitions against Manchester United, and unfortunately all of those 3 wins have come in the month of April back in 2015, 2019 and 2022. To make matters worse, they have played each other 3 times last season, and Erik ten Hag's men got the better of Everton on each of the 3 occasions. So, for this fiery affair, will Everton begin to claw back the 10-point deduction, or will Manchester United make matters even worse and leave Everton well into the relegation zone? We've obviously seen throughout the week the build-up to this game and the anger of the Everton supporters, and I think they have every right to be angry if the point deduction is fair, too heavy, whatever the matter is. It's not the fans' fault that they have been led into this situation where they have not been able to keep on top of their finances and have had points deducted. So I think the anger is more than justified for Everton, but at the end of the day, it's the punishment they've been given. Obviously, they're going to try everything they can to try and appeal that decision and maybe make the consequences less harsh. I'm not sure how it works legally, to be fair. But at the end of the day, they have been given a 10-point deduction, and for the minute they will have to live with it. And they do sit 19th, 5 points off Luton, who are in 17th, a spot outside the relegation zone. Despite Everton not having great seasons for the last few years, obviously 17th and 16th in the last 2 seasons, this season they have been doing okay. And I think the fact that Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton and those kind of teams, the promoted teams, are not doing as well, it does make Everton's start of the season look slightly better. But they were on 14 points after 12 games, 4 wins, 2 draws, but 6 losses, which is a little bit heavy. But they were well out of the relegation battle. They were probably going to be nowhere near, in that danger zone really until this points deduction. Like I said, they definitely had more quality than those teams. And near the bottom, your Lutons, Sheffield Uniteds, Burnley as well, and your Bournemouths who are down there as well. So it's a situation they've been put in by the Premier League. It's another relegation battle for Everton this season if the 10-point deduction remains, and they definitely have the quality to stay up even with the point deduction. Like I say, only 5 points off Luton in 17th. They are 8 points off Bournemouth, who are in 16th. So it could be a matter of only having to really finish above Luton, getting 17th, stay up, and then go again next season. But it's been a highly anticipated and talked about game. Obviously, we've had the international break as well, which I think builds to the excitement of the game, having to wait a little bit longer to get the Everton players on this pitch at Goodison, and it'll be absolutely rocking. I'm a little bit disappointed I won't be able to hear the atmosphere, but I am presuming it will be absolutely electric. And I think, to be honest, just an opinion, I think this will bring Everton fans closer together. I think it'll bring the club closer together. I think it'll bring this fighting spirit, this feeling of being hard done by and not letting it get the better of them, being the bigger club, being the better team. I could be completely wrong and it goes the absolute opposite direction, but I just don't see this Everton team with the characters they've got and the manager they've got. I just don't see them feeling sorry for themselves at all. I just think they'll be like, okay, it's happened, we can't do anything about it. Our job now is just to keep going and keep collecting victories. And like I said, I think a big part of that is the characters. I think, when you build a squad, when you've got Sean Dyche as well as your manager, you're going to be building a squad that's got resolute characters who will try and win no matter what the circumstances, and I think that will come through this season, and I think they'll be absolutely fine. I think they'll survive when you've got the likes of Ashley Young, James Tarkowski at the back, that leadership that they need, and then they've got such a hard-working midfield with the likes of Decore, Gay, Garner as well. I just think they've got a real good squad for this situation they're in, and I think now they've had time under Sean Dyche. He's been at the club now for just under a year, joined in January of this year, and it's his 34th game in charge. I think they'll be okay, and I think they'll really fancy this. I know United are coming into this in form, despite all the drama they've had throughout the season already. 4 wins in their last 5. The 4 wins have come against easier opposition. You could label them as it's Brentford, Sheffield United, Fulham, and Luton. With the one game which wasn't a win in that 5 was their home loss to Manchester City about a month ago now, but they're winning the games they have to win. They have been winning games that have been put in front of them at the minute in the Premier League, and that's all you can ask for really as a Manchester United supporter. Other perspectives is the fact they're really struggling in the Champions League. They are bottom of their group, and they've got to play Galatasaray away in the week, and then they've got to go travel to Bayern Munich in December to try and stay in the Champions League group. That looks hard work for Manchester United, and in the league they are doing okay. 8th spot, but a win would take them 6th, and it'd be 2 points behind Spurs with a win, who are now in 5th after Aston Villa just beat them to go into the top 4 on 28 points. And I just think this has all the writings to be a really, really exciting game tonight at Goodison Park, as Everton all around the ground hold up. Looks like Premier League logos. I presume it's got some writing on here. It says, "And we'll fight with all of our might for the boys in the royal blue jersey." And it has they have little sheets of paper up with the Premier League logo on, and I think it's got some words down below, but it's too small. You can't read it unless they properly zoom in. But obviously Everton clearly making their thoughts known to the Premier League, and rightly so. You don't want to see your team deducted 10 points, and you're not going to just accept it. You're gonna fight your cause and try and do things that may get it overturned, or just let them know that the fans aren't happy with the decision. I think as well it's more the severity of it as well, isn't it? 10 points, that's heavy. That's a heavy deduction. I think it's the biggest deduction in the Premier League history, which says a lot after one case of being found guilty of breaking those FFP regulations. But we'll quickly go through each starting 11. We'll start with the home side with Jordan Pickford in goal, back forward, former Manchester United player Ashley Young at right, back 2 centre-halves of James Tarkowski and Jared Branthwaite. Left back is the Ukrainian international Vitaly Mykolenko. Midfield 4 of Jack Harrison on the right, on loan from Leeds, used to be of Manchester United at youth level. On the left, also another player who used to be of youth level at Manchester United, also a supporter of them, and that's Dwight McNeil, number 7 for Everton. And 2 central midfielders, James Garner, formerly of Manchester United, joined last summer for £15.5 million from the opposition side today. He starts in midfield alongside Idrissa Gueye, who got their winner away at Crystal Palace before the international break. He's in for injured Amadou Onana for Everton today, and leading the line up front. Just behind him is going to be Abdoulaye Decore, who also scored against Crystal Palace. That was his 4th of the season in the Premier League. And leading the line up front, he's joined for just £1.5 million from Sheffield United back in August of 2016, and that is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He has got 3 goals so far in 9 Premier League appearances, but he hasn't scored in his last 2. But he will definitely be looking to score today against Manchester United, something he has done twice previously. His last came in February of 2021. For Manchester United, Andre Onana in goal. He's featured in every single game so far in all competitions so far for Manchester United this season. Back 4 of Diogo Dalot, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, and a returning Luke Shaw, who his last game for Manchester United was on the 14th of August after being injured away at Spurs. He is back straight in the starting 11 for Manchester United. Holding midfielders, Kobbie Mainoo comes in for his first ever start in the Premier League. It's his 4th appearance for Manchester United. He's missed all of this first start of this season in the first team due to an ankle injury in pre-season. He's played 3 games for the under-21s and he's been thrown straight in to the starting 11. He plays alongside Scott McTominay, whose only goal last season in the Premier League came against Everton at home. Three behind the striker of Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho. And leading the line is going to be Anthony Martial in for the injured Rasmus Højlund. They are the two starting 11s. Manchester United were playing, kicking left to right for this first half. Everton right to left. Manchester United with kick-off with Bruno Fernandes, the captain. And at Goodison Park on this Sunday evening, who will take the 3 points? Bruno Fernandes plays it back to the edge of the 18-yard box to Andre Onana, who clears it forward down the Manchester United right, flicked on by Scott McTominay, cleared by the right boot of Mikalenko up towards Calvert-Lewin, who flicks on looking for Decore, header won by Mainu in the Manchester United midfield, but headed back forward by Calvert-Lewin, brought down by Decore, slide tackle by Lindelof midway side his own half, and Fernandes forces it out wide right to Rashford, into McTominay, right back Dalot on the ball, bit of time, finds Mainu in the midfield, 1-2 McTominay, and back to right back Dalot, who returns the ball to Onana. And after a little bit of a scrappy opening 30 seconds, United have got the ball on the floor in their own half as they will build from the back. As I mentioned in the pre-match build-up last season, these teams played 3 times and Manchester United won every single time. 2-1 away in early October. And then they beat them in the FA Cup 3-1 at the start of January. And then beat them again at Old Trafford in April. McTominay with the first and Martial with the second, and Martial does lead the line. 8 goals for Martial in 16 against Everton. He's got a good record against them. And he has the ball here, playing it back to the halfway line here to McTominay. Ball over the top, looking down the left-hand side for Garnacho. Header on the edge of the box by Ashley Young, helped away by Branthwaite, which finds Bruno Fernandes, who lifts it to the right-hand side to Rashford. 1-on-1 with Mikalenko. Goes on the inside to Fernandes. Forward to Martial, into McTominay. Bursts into the box on the right-hand side. Goes over on the challenge of Jared Branthwaite. And the referee waves it away. And the Everton centre-half clears it up the field. Only finds Maguire on halfway. Finds Mainu. McTominay went down. I don't know if he stayed down. He seemed like he was holding his ankle once he was brought down. But I think he'll be okay to continue. As United have got settled possession midway inside their own half here. With number 5, Harry Maguire. It's under 2 minutes in. No chances as of yet. As Harry Maguire is played full 90 minutes in Manchester United's last 5. And is currently keeping World Cup winner Raphael Varane on the bench for the Red Devils. Despite the former Real Madrid man being fit. That's a great switch out to the right hand side by Lindelof. Finds Rashford in the final third. Feeds it into the run of Dalot. Byline. Lifted ball. Far post. Acrobatic attempt and oh my word! Alejandro Garnacho with one of the goals of the season. Oh my word! The Argentine has arrived. Wow. To have the audacity to take that on and get it into the top right corner is unbelievable. It started with a terrific ball by Lindelof down the right hand side to Rashford, who played it into the run of Dalot, who was galloping forward from full back. And on the byline, just before it left the field, he got the cross into the far post, and it looked like he was getting away from Garnacho. It looked like it had just gone too far behind him, but he pulled out an absolute miracle with an acrobatic attempt. It was always going away from him, but he was able just to claw it with an overhead kick. Could not have connected any more sweetly than he did. With his right foot. Oh, into the top right corner. Pickford got nowhere near it. That is unbelievable. Garnacho with easily goal of the season so far. And that is what he can do. Only aged 19, scores his first goal of the season in the Premier League. It's his second in all competitions. And I don't think he'll be scoring any better than that anytime soon. Manchester United lead 1-0. Garnacho with the overhead kick. That is unbelievable. It wasn't a great cross from Dalot. It was, I could say it was behind Garnacho. He really had to chase it down. And even when he chased it down, he still had to go with the overhead kick to try and retrieve the ball with a shot. And as soon as it left his foot, you just knew it was going to go in. He hit it so sweetly and he caught it so perfectly. And it just went past Pickford. He went for it and he was getting nowhere near it. And Manchester United have an early lead, but that is seriously, that is skill on the highest levels. As Everton, after their 10-point deduction, are behind at home to Manchester United in the most just breathtaking ways of going behind in a football match. United are on the ball. It's under 5 minutes in. Dalot getting forward from full-back again. Rashford moved midway inside the Everton half. Loses possession momentarily as it deflects off Mykolenko, but Martial picks up the loose ball and goes back into the United half with left centre-back Lindelof. Shaw back to Onana on the edge of the Manchester United goal. Alejandro Garnacho, he's only played Everton once before, and that was in the FA Cup in January last season. And he's got his first goal against them today. And that is seriously some piece of skill. I still can't believe what I've just seen. Ronaldo and Bale-esque. We've seen them do it for Real Madrid before. And here we see Mainu on the ball for United. Gets past the challenge of Doucouré. Over the top ball. Looking for Garnacho. Just a little bit too heavy. He nearly got onto it, but Pickford was there ready to collect. And Garnacho was already looking for his double there. That is just... we need replays of that as soon as possible. Pickford in the 18-yard area goes out to left back Mykolenko, being closed down by Rashford, being forced to clear it down the left-hand side where Doucouré's gone over on the challenge of Maguire. Now be a free kick given by today's referee, John Brooks, 33 years of age. The referee was the referee, in fact, in the international break for France's 14-0 win against Gibraltar, where a red card was given to Gibraltar, and then France just went on and absolutely destroyed them. So free kick here for Everton, just inside their own half. Pickford's come all the way up towards the halfway line to take it. He's going to deliver it deep into the Manchester United half. The big boys from the back have gone forward. It's floated into the far post towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by McTominay as far as the Drissa gate for Everton. As Mykolenko recycles it back into the box. Similar area again. Another header won by Lindelof this time, all as far as Gardner. It's now Harrison trying to take on Mainu. Overruns it there, Jack Harrison, and that will be... it's a goal kick. Jack Harrison isn't happy. It did look like, to be fair, that Jack Harrison just overran it. I know Kobbie Mainoo went in for the tackle. Let's have a look here. Kobbie Mainoo, I think it was a last touch there off the Manchester United midfielder. Bit of a tangle of legs between Harrison and Mainoo. Probably the wrong decision there, really, but... that's what the decision's been made. Lindelof at left centre half, closed down by Calvert-Lewin. Forward straight into Garner. Everton have possession high in the United half. Calvert-Lewin, early ball into the box, looking for Doucouré, headed away by Maguire on the penalty spot. Helped away by Shaw, who goes down the left-hand side. Finds Martial, who flicks it on, looking for Garnacho in the Everton half. Header won by Tarkowski to cut out the play. And it'll be Everton in possession on the edge of the 18-yard box with number 1, Jordan Pickford. 2 wins against Manchester United, and they both were clean sheets. Both at Goodison Park as well. As his clearance up towards McNeil's been headed away by Dalot. Always fires a Drissa Gay. Bit of a mix-up between McTominay in the midfield. And now Jack Harrison driving on the inside. He's tackled there by Garnacho. And then Mainu goes heavy on a Drissa Gay. But the free kick's gone Manchester United's way. I think there was a late one there on Garnacho, as he tried to just nip in there and take the ball away from Manchester United. And here they go. We're going to show another replay. 3 minutes in. Good ball by Rashford. Good weight. Straight to the path of Dalot. Just a bit of a deeper ball. And with the overhead kick, that is sensational by Garnacho. Top right corner. Pickford is seriously scrambling and diving. It's not like he let it go, and he did everything he could. And Garnacho knows that that's an absolute peach of a goal. And he probably will not score any better than that in his career. Erik Ten Hag absolutely delighted. He's in the stands today, Ten Hag, seeing through a suspension that he's collected through picking up yellow cards in the Premier League. So he probably had one of the best views in the house for that one, up in the stands at Goodison Park. As Dwight McNeil goes down on halfway on this near side, free kick for Everton. Like I mentioned before, going through the lineups, Dwight McNeil spent 10 years at United, supports them, is a fan of them, but has had to make his way in the game through playing for the likes of Burnley and Everton. Making his 180th appearance today in the Premier League. Dwight McNeil, as Calvert-Lewin's been fed down the right-hand side. He'll get onto it. There'll be questions of offside, but he enters the box, chops onto his left foot, strikes it towards the far post. Saved by Onana. Flag may have gone up there. Can't quite see if it did, but he may have just gone early there, Calvert-Lewin, and it would have been tight. Either Dalot or Maguire would have just been playing him on. Play continued, chopped onto his left foot quite nicely. And the flag did stay down from that replay. Just not quite hard enough and in the corner enough to really challenge Onana. It's a simple save for the Cameroon international. They could be losing soon to the AFCON, African Cup of Nations, where he's not quite decided if he's going to go and play yet or not, Andre Onana. He has it on the ball here, 10 yards outside of his 18-yard box. Plays it calmly to his right to Harry Maguire, who's not being closed down here. The closest to him is Decore. He goes back here to Onana, who was contracted here until 2028, signed a 5-year deal after joining for £43.8 million from Inter Milan. Plays it back into the path of Maguire in the United half. Here's right back Dello with the assist for that unbelievable Garnacho strike as the Everton supporters hold up their Premier League logos with, I'm presuming, some words down the bottom of their banners and their sheets of paper they printed out as we are into the 10th minute of the game, symbolising their 10-point deduction, which puts them in 19th spot on 4 points. 5 points off safety. Garnacho left side of the box. Receives it from a Luke Shaw header. He's got forward from left back. And here is Luke Shaw. Back he goes to Martial. Back inside by Garnacho to Fernandes. Good football here. Fernandes, early cross. Cleared away by Branthwaite on the edge of the 6-yard area as it was aiming towards Scott McTominay. And Idrissa Gueye will dribble forward. Paul to the halfway line to Calvert-Lewin. Helps it on, looking for the run of McNeil on the left-hand side. Dalot gets there first. He retreats the ball back to the goalkeeper with a pass. As it is back into Manchester United possession. The last win at Goodison for Everton against Manchester United was a 1-0 win. Goal in the 27th minute from Anthony Gordon back in April of 2022. But it's not a fixture that Everton usually like to play. They have beat Manchester United 10 times in the Premier League, 8 of them at Goodison. But United will be looking to do the league double against them again. Onana in the 6-yard box. Across it goes to Mainu, who's in the left-back area here for Manchester United. He will drive forward away from Decore. Down the line to Shaw. He's been pickpocketed here, but he gets back the ball after Decore just lost his bearings and couldn't quite receive the ball. It's Lindelof again with a ball out to the right to Rashford. Carbon copy of the goal this could be. What a ball that is. Rashford running at Mikalenko. Enters the box on the right-hand side. Bit of an angle, so he goes for a cross, which deflects off the Ukrainian. And it'll be a corner kick to Manchester United. It's a really good diagonal ball out by Lindelof. He did it for the goal when he found Rashford, who then played it into Dalot. This time Rashford went on his own and tried to work the cross there off Mikalenko. I think he did just take a nick off the Everton left back. It was a slight little touch, but I think it just about did flick off the Everton defender, despite the protest from the Everton supporters. 12.5 minutes in, still Manchester United lead. They've got a corner as well. They've definitely been the better side in the opening exchanges of this game. Fernandes clips it, edge of the box. Luke Shaw on the volley, and it's always rising, and it just goes over the crossbar. Not a bad attempt there from Luke Shaw. Decent contact. He was left alone on the edge of the box. As it bounced, he then latched onto it. It was a decent attempt there. The bounce made it harder to control, and he got a decent fly at it, and it was always rising. Didn't take any deflections, and on those sheets of paper they have that they're holding up, it has the Premier League logo, and then under it just has the word corrupt. So that is what all Everton fans were holding up at the start of the game and what they were holding up in the 10th minute. And a lot of them are holding it up when corners are given, when the cameras are going to be on them. As Dwight McNeil, midway side the United half on the left, keeps the ball away from Dalot. He's got Mikalenko behind him 5 yards away, and he'll play it to the Ukrainian, who restarts possession for Everton on the halfway with Idrissa Gueye. Here's the captain, number 6, James Tarkowski, for Everton, joined on a free last summer. He's played 246 times now under Sean Dyche. Tarkowski, he puts a long ball forward, headed away on the edge of the box by Maguire, helped away by Mainu, brought down by Garnacho, but only as far as Jack Harrison. Final third for Everton, cuts onto his left foot, putting a ball into the box, left for Calvert-Lewin, another header away by Harry Maguire, straight back to Harrison, whose touch is poor, and it gives a clearance to Fernandes, but can't find Martial. And Jared Branthwaite for Everton is able to work it back to Pickford to keep possession for the Toffees. As Pickford slams it forward, long towards Calvert-Lewin, another header won by Harry Maguire on halfway, up to halfway, where McTominay can't bring it down ahead of Garner. And here is Mikalenko on halfway at left back for Everton. Goes into the path of James Garner, who was at Manchester United from 2009 to 2022, joined at under 8s level, the now 22-year-old Everton midfielder. There's Pickford on the edge of the 18-yard box, and his weaker right foot clears it down the Everton right channel, looking for Jack Harrison in the United half. Headed away by Luke Shaw, only as far as Young. Harrison inside to Idrissa Gueye, who turns away from Fernandes. And all United players currently behind the ball as they shift it out to the left-hand side here to Mikalenko on halfway. Got runs ahead of him from Garner, but goes to Gueye instead, who then misplaces the pass, and Dalot picks up for Manchester United. Mainu. Back to McTominay, just drifted out to the right-hand side here, on this near side for Manchester United. He's got Decore and Gueye around him, but he's able to shift it to Dalot. Now Rashford, still inside the United half. They keep possession. They seem very calm in possession, Manchester United, which you don't usually link with this Manchester United squad. It's usually a little bit erratic and a little bit forced and rushed, but they've been very calm on the ball in what will be a very hostile atmosphere at Goodison Park. As it does, obviously they will be moving out of this ground. It looks like they want to try and move into the new stadium in 2024, the next year coming up, and they'll be leaving Goodison Park. Garnacho, tackled by Ashley Young, just inside the Everton half. Jack Harrison pokes it through to Calvert-Lewin, back into Harrison again. Ball inside, looking for Calvert-Lewin, it deflects away though. Good interception there from Manchester United. And Bruno Fernandes has it, looking in behind for Rashford, cut out on the edge of the centre circle there by Jared Branthwaite. And Everton have possession back. They were looking for Rashford in behind. It was an interception that was needed from Everton's number 32. Pickford in the 18-yard area, goes to his right to Tarkowski, just about moves it away from Martial into Ashley Young. Of course, formerly Manchester United himself, was part of their last squad to win the Premier League title, as his clearance is headed back forward by Luke Shaw, and Garnacho has been forced down from behind by Ashley Young, and that will be a free kick for the away side. Looks like Garnacho is staying just down here for the moment, holding his left side. Let's have a look if that was a foul. Yeah, I don't know. Just went through the back of him there. Ashley Young just a little bit too aggressive in the tackle. As Mitchell van der Gaag for Manchester United is going to be the man at the front of the technical area, ahead of Erik ten Hag, who was obviously in the stands after picking up enough bookings to be given a touchline ban. As Manchester United build from the back now, as Garnacho is okay to continue. Dalot down the right side to Rashford on halfway, gets there at a Mikalenko. Back he goes here to Scott McTominay, and keeps it with a pass back to Harry Maguire. Across to number 2, Victor Lindelof, who did score their winning goal last time out against Luton. It was his first of the season. It's only his 4th goal for Manchester United since joining from Benfica in 2017. McTominay on the edge of the box. Sorry, back to Onana. Poor touch, just about avoids the corner and then boots it out for a throw-in for Everton. Not great that from Andre Onana. Was being closed down there by Calvert-Lewin, so had to move quickly. Couldn't quite do that successfully. And gives away a bit of a cheap throw really inside his own half, which allows Everton to push forward midway side the Manchester United half on the far side. Got a bit of movement here, Ashley Young, and throws it down the line. Finds Calvert-Lewin, tries to touch in towards Harrison. Garnacho is able to clear all as far as Gueye. He goes back to the halfway line here to Jared Branthwaite, who spent last season on loan at PSV. The English centre-half, winning the Cup and Super Cup in his time at PSV. And now he's a starter for Everton, a team he joined from Carlisle in January of 2020 for £1 million. Jared Branthwaite. As Everton builds from the back, it's James Garner out to the right to Harrison in the final third. He's 1-on-1 with Luke Shaw. Outside the box currently, tries a cross, but it's well blocked by Garnacho, doing his defensive work well there, the Argentine. Throw in here for Ashley Young. It finds Gueye. Into Harrison. Stays on side for now. Takes on the outside of Shaw, then cutting back onto his left foot. Playing a simple ball into Gueye. Edge of the box to Garner. Back through to Gueye again. In the box, on the byline. Chips it, far post. No one's there attacking it for Everton. And it can be seen through for a goal kick by Dalot. Really needs to be Dwight McNeil getting on the end of that at the far post. It was good play there from Garner to slip it through to Gueye. He got the crossing ahead of Shaw, who was trying to block it. But in the end, it was an overhit cross, really. But also, Dwight McNeil was nowhere to be seen as that ball went in to the edge of into the back end of the box. As Onana goes long this time with a clearance up towards Rashford on the right-hand side, cut out by the head of Mikalenko. It'll look for Decore, but Maguire will get there first. Jared Brathwaite heads it forward on halfway. Cut out, though, by Lindelof as it was aimed towards Calvert-Lewin. But an offside flag has gone up there. I think it was maybe on Decore as he was going for the ball there on Maguire. Or it could have been Calvert-Lewin. Not too sure which one it was. But we are 20 minutes in. Not had a load of huge chances, but that one goal we got from Garnacho in the 3rd minute was nothing short of unbelievable. Overhead kick in the 18-yard box. From afar as well. It was a good 14, 15 yards out. It wasn't close in. It was really impressive from Garnacho, who scores his first goal of the season in the Premier League. So he's 4th in the English top flight in his 32nd appearance. Onana again long down the right towards Rashford. Header inside looking for the run of Dallo on the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed away by Brathwaite. But only finds McTominay. But then another header by Brathwaite again. Only finds Fernandes midway inside the Everton half. Dead centre on the field. Pokes it out with a lifted ball to Luke Shaw on the left. Down the line to Garnacho. Back to Luke Shaw. Getting forward into the final third. He's been followed here by Harrison. Lays it off into Garnacho, who gets there ahead of Ashley Young. And he's took out by the former Manchester United winger, now right back. And he's been booked. He misplaced a touch there, Garnacho. So it just kind of invited Ashley Young to get the tackle in. And he went in strong, Ashley Young. But then as Garnacho did make that poor touch, he then got there first. And Ashley Young went right through him. And it is the most blatant yellow card you'll ever see. But I think Everton fans quite liked it, to be fair. Taking out Alejandro Garnacho in that way. Obviously, the man who's put Manchester United ahead. And there they go again, holding their Premier League corrupt cards. Everton supporters right behind Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw, who are over this free kick in the final third. It's on the far side, so the only way this will be going in is for a cross and a finish. Definitely not a shooting angle for Bruno Fernandes. He puts it in low, it bounces at the near post, and it can be cleared away by Ashley Young. Headed back forward by Mainu. Into the 18-yard box, headed won by Tarkovsky. Nodded forward by Gay, and helped down the right channel to Decore by Dwight McNeil, but it'll be Luke Shaw to get there first. Plays it back into his 18-yard box to Onana, and he will replay it back into Manchester United left-back Luke Shaw. He will go back into Onana, who has to hurry a left-footed clearance as he's been closed down by Decore. Bruno Fernandes misjudges the flight of the ball and loses the header, and it'll be a throw-in for Everton inside the Manchester United half. They've been forced back into their own half with Tarkovsky to keep possession. Here is Brathwaite to Tarkovsky. Halfway line is Young. Back into number 6, Tarkovsky. Again, just the one win for him in his previous 13 against Manchester United. Came at Old Trafford for Burnley in January of 2020. 2-0 win for Burnley that day under Sean Dyche. The Tarkovsky goes back to Jordan Pickford, as Sean Dyche has, and that is Sean Dyche's only win as well against Manchester United in his previous 15 against them as a manager. 9 losses in those 15. 0 wins in the last 5 for Sean Dyche against Manchester United. And for Erik ten Hag, it's 3 wins from 3 against Everton. Ashley Young over the top ball, look for the run of Decore near the edge of the 18-yard box. It's been cleared by Lindelof, and he gets the return from Shaw. And then back into Mainu here in the left-back area for Manchester United. Last touch comes off Mainu, thrown for Everton in the final third. I thought Decore got the last flick on that. But the referee, John Brooks, gives it Everton's way. Good place to have a throw in here on the far side. Final third. Throws it into Decore. Back to goal. Got Mainu in support, but he's able to lay it off into Harrison, who runs forward towards the byline. Tackled there by Luke Shaw, who in the corner of the box will play it forward to Mainu, who just about stays on his feet, but he's dispossessed here by Jack Harrison. And then Young goes over on the challenge from Scott McTominay. And that'll be a free kick for Everton. John Brooks keeps the cards in the pocket. I think that's the argument from the Everton players, that we've just seen Ashley Young be booked, and then Scott McTominay's going to go unpunished. But I think it actually might be his own player who takes him out. Let's have a look here. Idrissa Gueye's going for it. He blocks the run of McTominay, and then McTominay kicks Idrissa Gueye's leg into Ashley Young, which then takes Ashley Young out. Like a domino tackle there from Scott McTominay, kicking Idrissa Gueye's leg into Ashley Young's leg, and then he goes over. So it's a free kick. Ashley Young back on his feet, the 38-year-old veteran. He won't take the free kick, Ashley Young, despite having obviously a very good cross, as we know. 71 Premier League assists for Ashley Young in his career, playing his 434th game in England's top division. It's a great chance to put a ball in the box here. Garner with a cross, near post, cut out by the head of Mainu, but drops to the edge to Mykolenko. Touch and shoot with his left foot, and it's always going wide there, never curling in enough to go on target. And it'll be a goal kick just under 25 minutes in. It's Everton 0, Manchester United 1. Goal in the 3rd minute from Alejandro Garnacho. It was a spectacular overhead kick from a deep Dalot cross, which beat Pickford into the top right corner. Interesting as well that only 4 start for Everton that started in their last game against Manchester United at Old Trafford in April. The survivors are Pickford, Tarkowski, Gay, Ed McNeil. Some are on the bench today, and then some have departed the club, the likes of Ellis Sims, Damari Gray, and Alex Iwobi. Mykolenko has it for Everton, midway side the United half. Inside it goes 10 yards to Gay. Into the centre circle now is Tarkowski as Everton build from the back. Ashley Young. High ball again into the channels, looking for Calvert-Lewin, who will get there ahead of Lindelof towards the corner flag. He keeps it in here, Calvert-Lewin, he's battling with Lindelof, and it's the last touch off the Everton striker. And it'll be a throw-in for Manchester United. He was doing his best to hold it up there, Calvert-Lewin, didn't really have much support around him, which caused him to have to touch the ball out of play as he ran out of pitch in the end on the far side. And there we go again, Mitchell van der Gaag. For Manchester United, their assistant coach. He is the assistant at Manchester United alongside Steve McLaren. But he's the one on the touchlines and barking out the instructions. Martial on the left-hand side gets brought down, but the referee doesn't see enough of it as a foul. And it'll be a ball for Everton to continue to play with. It's Branthwaite, the number 32, inside his own half here. Not being pressed by any Manchester United player, so he's got time to pick his options, and he just goes back here to their number 1, Pickford. He's going to go long, down the left-hand side. He's looking for Mykolenko. He's got a free header. He goes inside, and no one's in the pocket there for Everton. And it's a free ball for Dalot to clear up to halfway, where Martial touches it nicely. And he's brought down there by Tarkowski, and that time is definitely a free kick for the team in red. And Martial just stays down, as he was followed all the way there by Everton's number 6, Tarkowski. As to Anthony Martial is looking for his 90th goal for Manchester United, joined in September of 2015 from Monaco. He's making his 314th appearance for the Red Devils. He's got a contract until the end of this season, but they do have a year extra option if they want to extend his contract to Manchester United, which I highly doubt, but nothing would surprise me at Manchester United if they had chose to extend his contract an extra year. Bruno Fernandes on their centre circle shifts out to the right to Mainu. He's come over to a right back position here. Goes back into Harry Maguire, who's slowly being closed down by Decore. Forced back to Onana. Decore continues the press. Onana clears left-footed up to halfway. Down the left-hand side, header won by Young. Chested backwards by Calvert-Lewin into the path of Anthony Martial, who gets the return from the touch off Garnacho, and he replays it into the Argentine. Running 1-on-1 with Branthwaite. Tries to go on the inside, but he's tackled by Branthwaite. It comes off Ashley Young, and it rolls back into the hands of Jordan Pickford, who throws it out quickly to Jack Harrison. Bursting towards the halfway line, plays it forward and inside to Calvert-Lewin, tries the first time ball round the corner, looking for Decore, but he'd gone too wide, and it can be picked up by Lindelof, who goes back to Onana. Again, another ball out to the left-hand side, look for Fernandes over his and Ashley Young's head. And it'll be a throw-in on the halfway line for Everton, in front of the technical areas on that far side. Ashley Young, good throw into Harrison, who takes it on the turn and is met by the arm of Scott McTominay. And that'll be a free kick once again for Everton, given away by the Scotsman. Manchester United's 39. As Abdoulaye Doucouré has been booked for dissent to the referee. It wasn't the first time Doucouré's got in the referee's face. He did it before, and Tarkowski was very quick to try and push him out of the way, to get him to be quiet and not get a booking. He's gone and done it again, Doucouré. And I understand Doucouré's anger, because that's a poor one from McTominay. He has caught Harrison in the face, and then a Manchester United player also kicked the ball away, which I think also infuriated Doucouré even more. Just needs to be careful, the Mali midfielder, Abdoulaye Doucouré. I signed a new 2-year deal earlier this month to extend his stay at Goodison, Doucouré, until 2025. But I do believe Scott McTominay has gone unpunished. But McNeil has a chance here to float a cross in to the far post. In the box, Tarkowski can't beat Shaw to it. No foul there on Shaw by Tarkowski. Ball rolls out to the left to Harrison. 1-on-1 with Mainu. Goes on the outside of the young midfielder, who then blocks the cross with Harrison's left foot. Corner kick for Everton. And they'll want these corners because we know how good they are with the deliveries they've got. They've got Tarkowski and Branthwaite, who are tall at centre-back. Calvert-Lewin as well, loves scoring a header. And again, the banners and the sheets of paper are raised by the Everton supporters as this cross goes in by Garner. It's a header won by Calvert-Lewin. It's a great save by Onana. Just too close to him. If it had just gone a little bit more to the right, Calvert-Lewin wheels away in celebration. It's straight into the hands of Onana. 6 yards out, unmarked. I think Rashford was the one following him, but he didn't even go for the jump. And it was just straight at Onana. If it just went to the right of him a little bit more, we've probably seen Calvert-Lewin equalise. But decent save for Onana. It was well held as well. Didn't want to parry that as Martial commits a foul on Tarkowski. Just pulls down the former Burnley centre-half. And the job of John Brooks here, the referee, is just to try and keep this game settled and calm. You can see starting to bubble a little bit as Tarkowski sends a long ball down the Everton right. Header away by Lindelof for a throw-in. Taken quickly by Harrison into Ashley Young, midway side the opposition half. He's been forced into his own half with a pass to Tarkowski, who's got all the time in the world to clip a ball forward to the edge of the box, where it's dropped here for Calvert-Lewin. He's got the chance to shoot. Great save. McNeil on the rebound. Cleared off the line by Mainu. Still alive. Harrison in the corner of the box. On the right-hand side, 1-on-1 with Fernandes. Works across, which deflects off the Portuguese international and cleared by Luke Shaw. Kept alive by Tarkowski. Headed out to the right to Young. Down the line to Harrison. Not being pressed here. He's got time to play a pass forward to Gay, who tries to feed it back out wide right. But Garnacho was the one it dropped to. And he can clear down the line as it deflects off Young for a throw-in. And that's Everton's best chance. Great ball by Tarkowski. It fortunately dropped to Calvert-Lewin as it bounced off the back of Maguire. And he shot towards the bottom right corner. It looks like it was going to nestle into the back of the net. But Onana had other ideas. And then Onana saved the McNeil shot. But as it came off Onana, it bounced back off Maguire towards the goal line. And that's where Mainu came in with a big slide tackle to clear it off the line. And Manchester United keep their 1-goal lead. But Everton are definitely growing into this game. Mikalenko with a header forward here. Well, as far as Dallo, who goes out to the right. Rashford's chasing. He will get there ahead of Mikalenko, who will not give it up. And he takes it off Rashford. McNeil across the box. Doucouré! Oh, it's just wide. Manchester United asked for the free kick on Rashford. The referee had absolutely no idea of giving that free kick. He thought Mikalenko got the ball fairly. I don't think there was much in it, in fairness. McNeil broke away on the left. Across it went, about 12 yards out. Free as well with the shot. Abdoulaye Doucouré fires it wide. He's got to get it on target. He scored in their last game in their away win at Crystal Palace. He's already scored 4 this season, Doucouré, in a little bit more of an advanced position for Everton this season. And he somehow misses the corner of the goal. But Everton are back into this game. It took them a while, but they're now starting to put pressure on this Manchester United team. And Young has it, passing the halfway line. On the far side, he's got Harrison making a run forward. He'll play it to the former Leeds man. He's tried to go inside. Shaw's gone on the outside. Young's gone on the outside. And the ball goes out of play for a throw-in, which will be taken by Manchester United number 23, Luke Shaw, who gets the return from Garnacho. And he tries to switch here, Luke Shaw. It loops onto the edge of the box. It's not a great header away from Dallo. And it can be played forward to McNeil in the box. He shoots across goal. And again, Kobbie Mainoo with a big slide tackle block. And I've been impressed with him. Really impressed with Manchester United's number 37, Kobbie Mainoo in that midfield. He looks really, really calm. He looks like, because this is a big game, especially, it's his first game of the season as well for the first team. He's been injured since the pre-season with an ankle injury, and he's only played 3 times recently for the under-21s to get his minutes back up. And he also featured in England under-19s recent internationals. But he looks sharp. Garner, in-swinger, 6-yard box. It's a vital header won, I think, by Dallo. But it goes on as far as Ashley Young, who works it back out to the left to Garner, who brings it down. He's got Fernandes with support, who will block his cross. And he'll go out for an Everton throw-in on this near side in front of the travelling Manchester United supporters. As he throws it backwards to Young, who's come over to a left-back position here for the moment. It's back with Pickford. Long ball, diagonal, looking for Tarkowski, goes over his head and can be cleared here by Rashford. And it comes out to the left here, off Young to Garnacho, forward into the path of Marcus Rashford on his favoured left side here. He's running towards the final third. He's trying to go on the inside there of Decore, but he says no, shuts the door on him, wins the ball back for Everton, and is currently with Idrissa Gueye, who lays it off into Young at right back. Decore keeps it in on the right hand side, drives on the inside, but then he's tackled by Rashford. But then Rashford's ball in towards McTominay, it's cut out by Gueye. Ball over the top, down the Everton right. It will be Calvert-Lewin to not get there ahead of Maguire. Good defending by Manchester United, number 5. And it's just been taken away by Everton's number 9. From Everton's number 9. It's Mainu on the edge of the box. Lindelof down the line towards Shaw. It gets through Shaw. And then taken out by Abdoulaye Doucouré, who just has to be careful. He's on a booking. The former Watford central midfielder. Ball was there to be won in fairness. It wasn't the greatest ball to Luke Shaw. It was a little bit short by Lindelof. And Shaw's let it go through his legs, kind of let it go through, and he can go the other side. But Doucouré just brought him down. Not a second yellow for me. Just definitely a warning. Just to be careful. You are on a booking. The kind of talk I'd give there to Abdoulaye Doucouré. He should have scored about 5 minutes ago. He came very close with his shot just wide of the post. Here's Luke Shaw, long ball out towards the right-hand side to Rashford. It's a short one, and it can be headed back towards his goalkeeper there by Mykolenko to Pickford, who quickly kicks out of his hands towards Calvert-Lewin, who can't win the flick on Maguire. And it drops to McTominay on the far side, on the near side here, on the halfway. And he's brought down cynically there by Idrissa Gueye. Doesn't get any of the ball there, the former PSG midfielder for Everton, number 27. Has the 2 wins against Manchester United previously in his career. One of them when he was at PSG in the Champions League. Was at Everton from 2019 to 2022. Idrissa Gueye. He was at PSG from 2019 to 2022, but was at Everton previously, as he joined from Aston Villa, I think in 2016 it was. Mainu, dribbling forward, towards the edge of the box, he forces it out to the right to Rashford in the final third here, he's back through to the path of Mainu, byline, pulls it across, and it's cleared there by Garner on the 6-yard line, drops to Gueye in a left-back position, who goes down the line, and it's just gone out of pitch there, throw-in for Manchester United. A good forward run there by Kobbie Mainu on his first Premier League start, born on the 18th of April 2005. Stockport born, like Phil Foden, who was Manchester United's under-18 Player of the Year last year. And now he's starting at Goodison Park as it's Fernandes, one of the deepest back for Manchester United on the halfway line. Out to the right here to Maguire. Back into Fernandes. Chips it over the top. Looking for the runner Rashford. Finds him. Brings it down superbly. 1-on-1 with Mykolenko. Enters the box here on the right hand side. Bit of a few flicks and tricks. Can't get away from the tackle of McNeil as they double up on Rashford. And McNeil brings it away. Ball forward to Calvert-Lewin. His touch is away from Lindelof. And he can't keep it in on the left hand side though. Runs out of pitch. Calvert-Lewin apologises. Probably should have been better there from Everton's number 9. It was a good ball by McNeil. And his first touch is what let him down there, Calvert-Lewin. Just forced himself a little bit too wide where he couldn't quite keep the ball in play. As Erik ten Hag is sat next to Darren Fletcher, obviously formerly of Manchester United, as a player. Free kick for Everton on halfway, given away by Bruno Fernandes. No complaints, surprisingly, from the Portuguese international. Bruno Fernandes, who's closing in on 50 Premier League goals. Bruno Fernandes, he's got 47 in his previous 136. Bruno Fernandes will be Manchester United doing some defending. Free kick just into the United half. It'll be taken by Jordan Pickford. I think he'll aim towards James Tarkowski. No, he'll go the opposite side towards McNeil on the left-hand side. Heads it forward to Branthwaite, who touches forward, and it can be then seen out by Harry Maguire for a goal kick. Good defending from Manchester United's number 5, former captain, Harry Maguire. He's obviously come under a lot of scrutiny for his England call-ups, but I think his last England call-up was probably the most, deserved one out of the last year or so, because, he has done okay for Manchester United. They have won 4 of the last 5 before that last international break. and he has been a big part of that, obviously playing every minute of Premier League football in the last 5 games. As Dalot heads forward on halfway, helped on by Fernandes, cut out by Branthwaite, chested touch is poor by McNeil, but it will drop to Calvert-Lewin as it comes off Mainu. Calvert-Lewin, he's got Harrison running forward, he's got an overlap of Ashley Young, Calvert-Lewin continues to run, edge of the box, he lets fly, it's blocked though in the end, but Bruno Fernandes' touch is poor, straight to Doucouré. Everton continue to attack, deep in the Manchester United half. Garner, forced out to the right to Ashley Young, everything to his left, curled ball in, Calvert-Lewin with the header, and over the bar it goes. He had Lindelof and Maguire with him, but he was still able to get up highest and win the header, met by rounds of applause from Sean Dyche, who likes the football his team's playing at the minute. And the last 20-25 minutes, they have been a lot better. It took them a little bit of time to gel into the game and get going. But Calvert-Lewin, he just needs to keep that down if possible. Does have a decent England record when talking about international break. Calvert-Lewin, obviously not quite in the reckoning, hasn't been for a while. Calvert-Lewin does have 4 goals though in 11 caps for England. His last appearance for England was in fact in the Euros. He came off the bench against Ukraine in the quarter-finals of the Euros. As here he has the ball, he's onside currently. Edge of the box, onto his right foot, plays it across to Doucouré, away from the challenge of Shaw, and then Gay takes over. And he's off balance as he strikes. Goal kick, don't think there was a flag. Doucouré, disappointed. Gay could have done better. Good ball again from McNeil to find Calvert-Lewin, who outmuscled Lindelof to receive the ball, and then he was running at Maguire, played it across the 18-yard line to Doucouré, who took a touch out wide to find Gay, who was storming forward. And as he just shoots there, Gay, he was just off balance as he was going to strike. And Everton fans are getting frustrated behind that goal there because they are creating good chances, but none of them have been taken yet. Now Manchester United's time to attack. Rashford, midway side the Everton half, just slows it down with a pass to his left 10 yards to McTominay. Now has the ball back in the right back area here, Rashford. Inside to Mainu, who drives forward. Tackled from behind by Doucouré, but keeps the ball for Manchester United. So now Rashford, just laying it off here to Maguire on the halfway line. Forward to Rashford. Tries to take it on the turn, but caught from behind there by Idrissa Gueye. 10 yards inside the Everton half. Manchester United have a free kick, won by their number 10. Marcus Rashford, who made his 250th appearance in the Premier League against Luton, and that was his 375th for Manchester United against Luton. But he is looking for his 125th goal. Could it come today? We'll wait and see. Dalot at right wing, step overs, and the cross ahead of McNeil, and then the ball goes in, drops to the far post, and Martial in the box, curling it in once more. Comes off Tarkowski, but there was an offside flag anyway. Flag up there on this near side by Darren Can. I think it was on Martial as the ball dropped to him at the far post. Free kick for Jordan Pickford to take. 29 years of age now, England's number 1. Deep it goes into the United half. It's header won by Calvert-Lewin out to the right side, but it's volleyed away by Garnacho past the halfway line. Header won by Branthwaite. Young helps it on. It's a lifted one, it's a high one. It's brought down by Doucouré on the right-hand side. But he was in an offside position as the ball was played forward. And the flag goes up this time on the opposite side from Lee Betts. And VAR today is the referee who refereed Manchester City's 1-1 draw with Liverpool, and that is Chris Kavanagh. And he's assisted by Eddie Smart. There'll be Manchester United free kick in their left-back area. 90 seconds of the first 45 to play. Headed on by Martial, headed Tarkowski, but volleyed by Young at right back. Headed forward by Shaw, headed won by Young, chested down by Garner. Harrison midway side his own half, pokes it towards halfway looking for Doucouré, who loses out to Garnacho. Ball drops inside to Martial, ball across looking for McTominay, he's just too heavy. Goes all the way through in the end to Dwight McNeil, who's lifted ball out to the left. He's asking a lot of Mykolenko on halfway, and he's asking too much of the Ukrainian. Throw in there for Manchester United. Poor ball really, didn't need all that height on it really, Dwight McNeil. Mykolenko had a bit of space to receive the ball and probably charge forward with it. But he was always chasing that over his head, Mykolenko. Inside the Manchester United half is McTominay. Edge of the 18-yard box is now with Maguire. Calvert-Lewin presses, shifts it along once more to Onana. Then out to the left side to Lindelof in the left back position here. Drives forward ahead of Decore, but his pass is short to Fernandes, but he just about gets there at a Gardner, but he's been forced towards his own corner flag here, Fernandes, as he tries to clear off Decore, but out it goes straight for an Everton throw. Poor ball that from Lindelof, put Bruno Fernandes in unneeded unneeded pressure. Throwing taken. Decore tries to flick it into the 18-yard box with Gardner on the edge of the box. Loses out though to Garnacho, who drives forward down the left-hand side, met by a big tackle from Tarkowski. Was not letting him go any further into the Everton half. And it's the throw-in for Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo in the midfield. Dalot striding forward on the right side, goes against it, does go to the right side, just to Maguire. So we've had a minimum of 2 minutes of additional time added on by the fourth official, Andy Madley. Maguire. Dwight McNeil closes down, again, goes back to Onana. Takes a touch on the edge of the 6-yard line and then clears it down the Manchester United right. Header won by Branthwaite on halfway. As far as Mainoo, who picks up on midway side his own half here, dribbles into the centre circle and plays a pass out to the left to Shaw. Forward to Martial. Touched it out wide to Garnacho and he'll get onto it. And he dribbles away from Tarkowski and tries to go down the line himself, but it's been cut out by Ashley Young, who's then been caught late there by Garnacho. And the young Manchester United winger not happy with the decision of the free kick, and then Ashley Young isn't happy with the fact he wasn't booked. Ball was there to be won. Young got there first, and then Garnacho just went through him a little bit. Nothing more than that. Wasn't not a yellow card for me, personally. As before half time, Jordan Pickford on Everton's right side, just inside their own half. He's got a chance to launch this into the 18-yard box. It's a floater. It reaches the edge of the 18-yard box where it goes over Tarkowski. Chesty touched by McNeil. He's free and all alone. He can get the crossing as well towards Calvert-Lewin, who heads it on. Martial heads away, helped on by Rashford, and then booted by Garnacho. All the way back to Pickford in the Everton half. 30 seconds to play. Touch from Pickford and a ball down the line. And he finds Jack Harrison nicely inside to Gay, who clips it with a switch out to the left. Good football. Oh, no one's there. I thought Dwight McNeil was wide, but he wasn't. And Dalot sees it through for a throw-in. Harrison, as he played the ball into Gay, he was brought down late, caught late by Fernandes. And Sean Dyche believed there was no advantage played because Idrissa Gay's next pass went wide and out for a throw-in. He believes that he should have got a free kick for that, but John Brooks didn't give it. I think Fernandes knows he's a little bit lucky with that one. Dalot throws it into Harry Maguire, who will volley into the Everton night sky. And that will be that for the first half at Goodison Park. And what a lively first half we have had here on this Sunday evening football in the Premier League. As during the first half, we had many moments, many chances, but the main moment, and one of the best moments that I've seen this season in the Premier League, came just 3 minutes in. Alejandro Garnacho with one of the goals of the season, with an overhead kick 3 minutes in. It was well worked from Manchester United. Victor Lindelof sprayed a lovely diagonal ball out to the right to Rashford, who allowed the run of Dalot to take place. When he played it through into his path towards the byline, he just about crossed it before it left the field. And as the cross went, it was a little bit deep. It was behind Garnacho, and you wondered what he was going to do to try and conjure a chance. And he took it completely in his own hands and he went, watch this, and watch it. We did, and we saw him overhead kick the ball into the top right corner. It could not have come off his foot any nicer than it did. Pickford, no chance. Big dive, didn't get there. He was stretching, and I just don't think anyone could believe what they just saw. And Garnacho did put Manchester United ahead in the 3rd minute. And then as the goal went in, Everton started to slightly grow in the game. Manchester United didn't have many big chances, in fairness, in that second half. And then after the goal, the next big chance came half an hour in. Calvert-Lewin had a header about 6 yards out, but unfortunately, instead of putting it to the right side of Onana, it went straight at the Cameroon goalkeeper, and it was an easy save. And then a minute later, he had another big chance as well. Calvert-Lewin got it had a shot towards the bottom right corner, which Onana then saved as well. And then on the rebound, Garner had a strike, which was saved by Onana, then bounced off Maguire towards the goal line, which then had to be cleared off the line by Kobbie Mainoo, who, a little shout out to the 18-year-old starting his first Premier League game. He's been absolutely fantastic. And then another miss from Decore. Literally all these 3 chances for Everton have come in about 5 minutes, from minute 30 to minute 35. Decore somehow didn't find the target. The ball was played down the left from Everton to McNeil on the left-hand side. He pulled it across, and just about 14, 15 yards out, Decore, all three in the centre of the box, had a free chance, opened his body, side-footed it towards the bottom right corner, and didn't even find the target. It went wide of the post. And Everton fans just started to get a little bit frustrated, and the frustration grew even more with another chance for Everton. Young found space on the right-hand side, and he put a cross into the box where Calvert-Lewin again headed this time, but unfortunately it wasn't on target. That one went over the crossbar. And then to finish the half, Everton had another chance. United were struggling. They were on the back foot. Even though they've been calm in possession, they haven't created a lot of chances, and Everton have. Calvert-Lewin charged in field, and he played the ball into Decore, who then found Idrissa Gueye in the box. And as he tried to get the shot away, the Senegalese international, he was just losing his balance, and as he struck towards goal, he fell over and the ball went wide of the post. So after the first 47 minutes of this game in the first half, Everton somehow 0, Manchester United 1 through Alejandro Garnacho in the 3rd minute with one of the goals of the season with a beautiful overhead kick. So that's the first half summary. That's what's happened in the first 47 minutes. And if you're somehow not able to watch this game and you have not seen Garnacho's overhead kick, try and find it somewhere. It is unbelievable. It's a good distance out. I mentioned this before. It's about 15 yards out, kind of towards the far post. It's a poor cross from Dallo, really. It's a bit heavy. And Garnacho's running backwards to try and get towards it, and then just goes for this overhead kick, unmarked, because I don't think Ashley Young thought he had to really chase Garnacho down, that quickly, because no one thought Garnacho was going to go for an overhead kick, and Ashley Young clearly didn't. So Ashley Young was nowhere near him, which allowed him to have the room and the space to go for the acrobatic attempt, and it went for it. He did, and dispatched it unbelievably. It's honestly it's got to be goal of the season for me in the Premier League this season, and I find it hard that a goal will beat that. Like that's got to be one of the goals. I don't want to say something ridiculous, but that's got to be one of the goals, from the last few years. Because it's not even just the fact it's an overhead kick; it's the contact he gets on the overhead kick. It is so clean, straight into the top right corner, and he means it as well. He's thought it through. It's like, I'm not. If I bring this down, I'm gonna have to bring it down, try and take on Young probably, and try and get a shot away. And he's just took it in his own hands. 3 minutes in, he's gone, watch this. I'll overhead kick it instead. That is honestly just. That is just, like I say, definitely goal of the season with the overhead kick. Wayne Rooney, like you could say. But this time, Garnacho didn't shin it like Rooney's. I'm joking. Well, technically, Rooney did shin his against Manchester City. But that is just clean as you like off the laces. It's just so good. And I'd love to know what Roy Keane is saying about the goal right now. Because like I say, Garnacho connects with it so sweetly. The power is just unbelievable because he connects with it so well. And I think that's what takes Jordan Pickford by surprise. The sheer power of the strike. It's so quick because of the connection he gets with it on his right foot. Chasing it. He was sprinting back there, Garnacho, to meet it. And it still was just hanging in the air enough for him to attempt it. And that is just, you can only just admire that. Even if you're an Everton fan, you've got to. Because if you're going to go behind in the game, that's the way you want to go behind. Bit of an overhead kick, bicycle kick. It's a bit of both. He's kind of on his side, but it's also gone behind him. So it's more of an overhead kick. That's just, I'm running out of superlatives to use for that goal, as you can tell. And here they are, February 2011, showing the Wayne Rooney overhead kick. It's very similar. It actually is very similar to Wayne Rooney's. But like I say, Wayne Rooney just shinned his instead of hitting it with his laces. Again, I'm joking. I'm not joking. He does shin it, but that's not me taking away from the overhead kick. Obviously, that was unreal. And it is very similar to Wayne Rooney's, Garnacho's. Oh, Gary Neville's on commentary. I bet oh my day, I wonder what his noise was for that goal. I'd have to listen to that afterwards when we end this stream. I'd love to know. I bet he absolutely lost the plot, Gary Neville, with that one. I'm sure he would have, because that's just like because you just don't see that very often, like at all. But you got to remember, though, after that, Manchester United didn't create anything, really. It was all Everton. They had 5 solid chances. You know, some of them on target, some of them, unfortunately... some of them off target. So it's definitely been Everton on top for the majority of the first half. But obviously they are behind due to that spectacular Garnacho goal. The second half will be getting underway in around 5 minutes' time. Second half is coming up soon at Goodison Park. Definitely fancy Everton scoring, that's for sure. But it'll just be, you know, that's been the story of their season so far at home. Everton, they've played 6 times. They've only won the one game, and that was against Bournemouth in early October. They've drawn one, and that was their last game where they drew at home to Brighton. But they've also lost 4 games against Fulham, Wolves, Arsenal, and Luton. 3 of them being 1-0, and the other one being 2-1, which kind of shows you that if they just took their chances, they would win those games, especially the 1-0 ones. You know, like against Fulham and Wolves, mainly. They were the 2 games where they lost, where their XG was through the roof and just didn't put away the chances. They were the better team, and they shouldn't have lost. And so far this season, in their opening 6 games, and they're opening 5.5 games at home this season, 6.5 games at home this season, they've only scored 5, and we've kind of seen, you know, why they've only scored 5. They just can't put it in the back of the net. They create the chances. They're really good at getting it out wide and getting crosses in, getting bodies in the box, you know, the Sean Dyche way, but they're just not finding the back of the net. And, you know, their record shows that that's not just from this game. It's been like that the whole season so far, which is frustrating. And now, obviously, with the 10-point deductions, the 10-point deduction, they really need to be taking these chances to collect as many points as possible to get out of that relegation zone. But I want to know where that goal ranks in Premier League history. Like, I think that's absolutely unbelievable. I do think that is like one of the best goals I've ever seen for a while. Like, I don't want to get too excited, and other people are like, yeah, it was good, but the distance away is, the connection he gets with it, the power that causes. It goes right into the top right corner, beats Jordan Pickford, England's number 1. Like, what more do you want for a goal? Like, that's like I've just put 5 things that just shows, like, just how good that goal was. That's up there for me. I'm not bothered. In my lifetime, anyway. I've not seen much better than that. Because the best goal I've seen, in terms of, like, if you're looking at like acrobatic attempts, is definitely Cristiano Ronaldo's against Juventus. I mean, I think Gareth Bale's against Liverpool in the Champions League final is better because of the occasion. You know, it's the Champions League final and everything, and to be fair, it was decent contact. But Garnacho's was similar to Ronaldo's, just the way that it's so acrobatic and just so perfect with the connection and the way he just glides and, you know, just hangs in the sky as the ball is being crossed in. I don't know. It's for debate, isn't it? Sort of a debate where that ranks in terms of great Premier League goals. But, you know, you've got to give credit where credit's due. It's just one of the great Premier League goals. And no one can argue that. Definitely. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like and subscribe. If you haven't already, loads of commentaries coming up this on the channel. We've already had 4 this week. We covered the National League on Wednesday, where Barnet lost 4-1 to Oldham. On Saturday, yesterday, we covered Brentford against Arsenal, and then today we did Aberdeen Rangers at 12 o'clock, and now we're here today for Everton, Manchester United. And commentaries that are coming up on the channel. Next week, we have got Ipswich against Millwall on Wednesday, on the 29th of November. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. And then the day after, on the Thursday, we've got AEK Athens, welcoming Brighton, who travel for the Europa League once again on the 30th of November. And then next weekend we are covering Manchester City against Spurs. They are the 3 games that are definitely going to be happening next week. I might add a 4th in there, depending if I can prep for the game in time and get the notes done for it. And if I can, we'll do a 4th. But definitely a minimum of 3 coming next week. And we'll have a minimum of 3 commentaries every week. That's a guarantee. 3 commentaries minimum every week. And I'll try and do a 4th if I can fit the time in to do the notes for the game. But make sure you subscribe and like, because from now to the end of the season, bar international breaks, we'll have 3 commentaries a week. It's football all the time, and it's great. And it really helps liking and subscribing to grow the channel, to try and hopefully do this at some point, like all the time. It would be great to make something out of this. Currently on 1,000 and what are we on? What subscribers are we on at the minute? It says we're on 1,088, which is absolutely fantastic. If we could make that 1,090, that would be great as well. And yeah, make sure you watch the streams as well as long as you can. Try not to go anywhere, because that also helps us out, in terms of monetization. Obviously, we've hit the 1,000 subscribers, but you also need watched hours as well. So what you watching these live streams all the way through, really, that's what helps the most. Staying here and watching the full commentaries, they really do help. And if you do that, then massive thank you to all you. It is more than appreciated. Like, I don't know what the word is. It is so appreciated if you stick around and watch the full commentaries. It really does make a difference. And I've said this before, and YouTube say it all the time, like, like, subscribe really makes a difference. It really does. They say it for a reason, and now I really do understand why they say it, because it does help out, and it only takes a click of a button for the subscribe. And obviously, watching the full streams, that does take your time, and hopefully it's a good thing. That it takes time out of your day. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's a good thing that you do, if you do stick around and watch. But just having a look at some of the tweets, just try to see what people think of this Garnacho goal. Some are saying it's one of the best they've ever seen in the Premier League, and there's definitely an argument for it. That's for sure. As both sector players now emerge from the tunnel at Goodison Park for a second half, which is huge for Everton, as they are deducted 10 points before this game, and they will want to try and get back on track with a win. They'd put them 2 points behind Luton, who are in 17th spot, taking up that final place outside the relegation zone. And Manchester United will want to hold on, because they will jump up to 6th place above Newcastle and Brighton, and they would go 2 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, who lost today against Aston Villa, and it would put them 4 points behind Aston Villa, who are on 28 points, and 4 points behind for Liverpool, who are in 3rd, 5 behind Manchester City, and only 6 behind Arsenal. So, despite Manchester United having a poor season in the league, they're not doing that bad. It's more the Champions League where they're really, not performing. Obviously, just the one win in their Champions League group stage so far, at home to Copenhagen, as they sit bottom of their group, with 2 games remaining, away to Galatasaray and at home to Bayern Munich. As we do get back underway, Everton kicking left to right, Manchester United right to left. It's Everton to get us underway. Ball forward, sent up towards Calvert-Lewin, comes off Lindelof, throwing in the final third here for Everton on this near side as they start, as they ended this first half here very positively, getting the ball forward into the channels. Throwing goes to Calvert-Lewin. He's been pushed over by Mainu, but not enough in it for a free kick from the referee. Manchester United clear. Headed back forward by Branthwaite. Headed back forward again by Mainu. Gay beats Scott McTominay to the header, but only tries Lindelof, who clears it left-footed. Down the line, looking for Garnacho. Young will get there first and play it back into Pickford, who takes no chances, clears it first time. It's a big volley, it's a deep one, and it'll go all the way through to Andre Onana in the Manchester United 18-yard box, who picks it up and rolls it forward here to Kobbie Mainoo. He's got Decore chasing him behind as he enters the centre circle. Out wide, it goes to the left to Garnacho. Not got much support with him. Manchester United's number 17, so goes back to the halfway line to Luke Shaw, who's playing his first game since 14th of August after picking up an injury away at Spurs. in game week 2 of the Premier League. Mainu in the centre circle again. Shifts away from the tackle of Calvert-Lewin. And it's into Lindelof at the back for Manchester United. Luke Shaw on the near side. Down the line. It deflects, but he will drop to Martial, who's just come away from the striker position. Down the left-hand side as he plays it inside to Bruno Fernandes. Back out wide, it goes to Garnacho. Touch inside, it's a heavy one. He loses his foot in there. And he's tackled by Garner. And then Tarkowski takes over, but then he's been pickpocketed. And it's Bruno Fernandes to take it forward with a ball to Scott McTominay. From afar, he'll let fly, and it's always rising, unfortunately. Didn't trouble Jordan Pickford in the Everton goal. As Garnacho has stayed down. I think Fernandes was also struggling as well. So Garnacho, as he went inside, it was a heavy touch and he fell over as he was going through. And he, I think, might have just been trodden on by accident there by Garner. And then Fernandes was also caught late by Garner as well, as he released it to McTominay. But the advantage was played. McTominay had his strike from around 25 yards out. And over it went. Gardner just standing on the hand of Garnacho accidentally. Then also taking out Fernandes. But both of them are okay for United. As Young brings it away from right back. Over the top ball looking for Calvert-Lewin. Header won though by Lindelof. Drops to Mainu. Through the legs of Harrison. Down the line to Shaw and halfway. Who I think also nutmegs Garner as well. Martial. Can't keep it away from Gay. Shuts down the attack for Manchester United as Gay is shoved to the ground there by Bruno Fernandes. And then it's got to be a free kick for Everton. Few little dirty nutmegs there from Manchester United as the long ball towards Calvert-Lewin, header won by Maguire on the edge of the 18-yard box, collected by McTominay, tackles Decore, and it drops to Bruno Fernandes midway side his own half. He's looking out to Manchester United right-hand side. Rashford's making a run in behind, but he opts to play the simple ball to Dallo on halfway. And he goes back into the United half here with Harry Maguire. Forward to Mainu, takes it on the turn. Gardner's close. But he keeps the ball moving with a 1-2 to Lindelof. And here's Mainu in between the two Manchester United centre-halves. Harry Maguire strides forward beyond the halfway line. Lays it off here to Rashford. Back inside on halfway to Scott McTominay, who's obviously in great goal-scoring form for Scotland. He got 7 goals in their 8 qualifying games for the Euros, which they will be at in the summer in Germany. Scott McTominay. He's got 3 goals so far this season. 2 of them against Brentford in additional time to win that at Old Trafford. And also scored away from home against Sheffield United. This United on the left-hand side have just lost it with Mainu. And it's now forward towards McNeil, just inside the Everton half. Switches it out to the right, where it's a great ball to Harrison. Takes it down nicely and runs forward. He's one-on-one with Luke Shaw here. Takes on the outside of Luke Shaw and puts a right-footed cross into the 6-yard box, where it's easily caught by Andre Onana, who's in a full yellow strip tonight for Manchester United. Keeps the ball in his hands for the moment here, Onana. Puts it on the floor. He's got Maguire to his right. He'll clip it instead out to the right back of Dallo on halfway, who takes it forward with a brilliant touch in front of McNeil. Then out wide it goes to Rashford. Everything to his left here. He goes down the line again to Dallo, who can't get there ahead of Branthwaite, who avoids the throw-in as he clears it, but only finds McTominay midway side the Everton half. Manchester United have still got possession in the opposition half. It's on halfway here with Maguire. Back down the line here to Dallo, inside to Mainu. High ball down the right channel, looking for Rashford. Miscued header by Mikalenko, goes across the back line towards Martial, who can't quite get there ahead of Garner, and he heads it back to back to Pickford, and Mikalenko survives that little scare. Poor header that, really, putting it in a dangerous area. It's Pickford on the edge of his 6-yard area. Kills it out to the right to Ashley Young. Down the line it goes. Finds Calvert-Lewin, who's battling here with Lindelof, and he keeps it away from the Swedish centre-half. And goes into the halfway line to Gay. Really well kept there by Calvert-Lewin. That's the kind of job that Sean Dyche wants him to be doing. Decore. Forward into Mikalenko, who's ran into Harry Maguire. No foul given. Mainu cleans up at right centre-half. McTominay turns away from Decore. Great turn from the Scotsman. Maguire now in a midfield position. Plays out to the right and carries on his run here, Maguire. Rashford sees he's making his run and thought better of it and went on a run himself, but then lost out to Idrissa Gueye, and Harry Maguire's out of position. Kobbie Mainoo's covering, but the ball goes towards Calvert-Lewin where Lindelof is nearing and he can head away. Victor Lindelof and cleared forward by Mainoo. To Harry Maguire, who's still on the right wing position. Harry Maguire loves it. Plays it inside here to Martial, midway side the Everton half. Bruno Fernandes takes over. He's got Martial to his left, who's been brought down, has he, in the box? The referee goes for the dive instead. The Frenchman booked. Ashley Young is booked himself. So if VAR check this and see that it is a penalty, we could see the end of Ashley Young. And not for the first time. Ashley Young has been booked this season against Liverpool at Anfield. Oh, that's a penalty for me. Anthony Martial gets there first. Ashley Young puts out a foot and he takes out Martial. Stonewall penalty. 100% has to be a penalty. Has to be, surely. Yeah, he catches him. Ashley Young tries to pull away, and it's the most guilty of looks from Ashley Young, and I think he knows. The only question is Martial going down already? No, he's not. Penalty. It's got to be a penalty. As he's entering the 18-yard box, the pass goes straight into the path of Martial, and as he tries to cut him down, cut the ball out, Ashley Young, he cuts the man down instead in the 18-yard box. It's a penalty, and it could see a second yellow for Ashley Young. It wouldn't surprise me. Against his former side, Ashley Young, he was at the club for 9 years, played 261 games for Manchester United, got over 40 assists and a Premier League title, and it looks like he could be picking up his second red card of the season. It's got to be a penalty for me. And the referee, he's being told to go and have a look at the monitor. Being told by Chris Kavanagh. And for me, it's a Stonewall penalty. 8 minutes into the second half. And here we go. Yeah, all day. You'll only need 2 looks at it. Sorry about the noise. Why is he taking so long? It's the angle. They're not showing him the right angle. And even that angle shows it's a penalty. And I wouldn't even mind, but the Martial touch is heavy. Tarkowski will either get there first or Pickford will come out and get it. John Brooks, the referee. No yellow card for Anthony Martial. And it will be overturned for a penalty. Correct decision from John Brooks. Good refereeing to overturn his mistake of giving Martial a yellow card for diving and instead giving a penalty for a foul by Ashley Young. And will the 38-year-old fullback see red for the second time this season? I think Maguire is asking the question. And Sean Dyche is bemused, but I don't get it for me. I mean, sometimes you've just got to look at it and go, it's a penalty. It just is a penalty. Ash Young clearly isn't happy at something here. His ex-teammates try to calm him down. And I think, to be honest, Ashley Young should just be quite pleased that he's not off the field with a yellow card already in his name. And it'll be Marcus Rashford to take this penalty, not Bruno Fernandes. It is Marcus Rashford. He's only got 1 goal so far this season in the Premier League. It came in their away defeat to Arsenal. It's his only goal in all competitions. He has not been the Marcus Rashford we know he can be. But could this be a turn in fortune for Manchester United's number 10? It's Rashford against Pickford. Who will come out on top? He runs up towards it, stutters, and puts it into the top left corner. You don't see many better penalties than that. It is goal number 125 for Marcus Rashford in the colours of the Red Devils. They double their lead 10 minutes after the restart. And that is a quite perfect penalty for Marcus Rashford. He joined this club at the age of 7. And now he has 125 goals for them as a first team player. Pickford did go the right way and he tried to get his arm high enough to try and stop it. But top left corner it went. And I wouldn't even mind, Rashford was always looking that way as he was going to take the penalty. He was always looking that way. He almost told Pickford where he was going and he still couldn't stop it. And from the spot, Rashford gets his second goal of the season, both in the Premier League, and it's his first since game week 3 against Arsenal. It shows you how long he's had to wait. Yes, it's from the penalty spot, but there'll be no complaints from Rashford at all. He's back on the score sheet for the Red Devils, and it's 2-0 at Goodison Park. Be interested to see what the views are of some people for that penalty. I think it is a penalty, personally. As Everton have now got to score 2 goals. Idrissa Gueye picks up edge of the box. He wants to strike it. He will strike it! What a save! Oh, that was arrowing and curling into the top left corner. It's a great strike from Idrissa Gueye, who's coming back into the Everton team, starting after the goal he scored against Crystal Palace last time out. And he hit it, I think, with the outside of his foot. Great technique. It was always curling to the top left corner, but a strong left hand from Onana avoided. Manchester United lead being cut in half. But they do have a corner. Far side, in-swinger. Far post, Tarkowski was near it. Punched away by Onana. He'll be picked up here in the right wing position for Idrissa Gueye. He's got Ashley Young near him. He'll go back to Ashley Young, who will go to his left here to Mykolenko. Loads of time for Mykolenko to clip a ball in. Far post. Tarkowski can't beat Maguire to it. Does drop to Decore in the box. Back to goal here. Looking for support here, Decore. Tries to turn on McTominay. He still has it, Decore. But then he's pocketed by Fernandes, who's then brought down. But then McTominay takes over. Rashford. Ball out wide. Wasn't good enough. Picked up by Mykolenko. He was aiming for Garnacho. And it's now on the halfway line here with Mykolenko. Everton back in possession, over half an hour to play. McNeil couldn't quite bring down that ball. It was a high one out to the left walls. McNeil couldn't quite pluck it from the sky. Yeah, I do think everyone else agrees that it is probably a penalty kick there for Manchester United. VAR being used correctly. Wow. What a shock. That's what it's there for. Dalot throws it into Fernandes. Free volley for him in the midfield. Forward towards Martial. Headed away by Tarkowski. Helped on halfway by McNeil. Flicked away though by Garnacho. Looks for Mykolenko as he clears forward, but it deflects off a Manchester United player. Throwing on halfway for the home side. Gueye on the halfway line. Goes back into Branthwaite. It's now across to Tarkowski. High ball. Right hand side. Harrison will give chase. It's just overhit though. And it can be seen through for a goal kick for Manchester United. It's not quite been at it the same, Everton, in the second half. They were so good first half. They just couldn't get the ball in the net. Everything else they did right, bar getting the ball in the back of the net. Now the second half, after the break, it's just kind of killed the momentum a little bit. And that penalty in the goal hasn't helped. As Garner tries to slot through Harrison. As United lose it from the goal kick. And Shaw has to just concede the throw in here in the final third. As Everton supporters try and get their team up for this game. Not over. Especially if they get a goal soon. You know, the deficit will only be 1. And they'll fancy that for sure. Harrison gets it from the throw. Towards the corner flag here. Doubled up on by Shaw and Rashford. Gets it through to the run of Young. Who wants to cross it. He does work the cross. Far post towards McNeil. He loses out. He'll come to the edge of the box to Mykolenko. Nearly flicked home by Calvert-Lewin. But it was always dragging wide in the end. And it'll be a goal kick for the away side. Did well there to work the cross, Ashley Young. Decore flicked it away actually from McNeil. And Mykolenko struck on the edge of the box. Calvert-Lewin tried to direct it more towards goal. But in the end it just went right through for a goal kick. As they play from the back here with Fernandes on the edge of the box. Out to the left to Lindelof. Down the line it goes. Calmly retrieved here for Everton by Tarkowski. Rashford nowhere near it. It's now with Pickford on the edge of the 18-yard box. Left-footed ball out. Looking for Ashley Young. Somehow misplaced it. And it's a throw-in the Everton half for Manchester United. Poor that from Pickford. Needs to keep that ball in play. Can't be given free throw-ins here for Manchester United. Because they'll just kill the clock and kill the game. Slow it down as much as possible. which makes it harder for Everton to get back in the game. Luke Shaw throws it down the line, looks for Martial. Tarkowski gets there ahead of him, and Harrison goes inside to Gay. Back to the edge of the box to Branthwaite, who plays it into the path of Pickford. He takes a touch forward and clears up the field before Martial gets there, looking for Calvert-Lewin, who will flick it out wide right here to Harrison. Attack on for Manchester United to defend. Harrison tries to feed it to the right to Calvert-Lewin, blocked on the edge of the box by Lindelof, and it goes to Rashford, who passes the halfway line, running at Tarkowski here, down the left-hand side, into the final third here, towards the byline, tries to go on the inside, it's kicked off Tarkowski, and it will be a corner kick there for Manchester United on the near post. A little bit frustrated there, captain Tarkowski for Everton, making his 245th appearance in the Premier League. Tarkowski tonight, closing in on 250 as the corner is going to be taken. Maguire's getting himself forward with McTominay. Rashford's in there as well, so is Lindelof. A third goal would surely kill the game. Luke Shaw, near side, out swinger, centre of the box, looks for Maguire, but the head has been won by an Everton man, but straight back out to where it was taken to Fernandes. Got Shaw making a run, but decides to cross it in himself. Important header on the 6-yard line by Calvert-Lewin. Recycled back out to the left by Dalot to Fernandes, who's switching it out to Mainu on the right. Great ball from Fernandes. Mainu will get there ahead of Calvert-Lewin and poke it away from Idrissa Gueye. It's now Rashford on the right-hand side. Puts a cross in. Dangerous one. It's well met by Tarkowski. Headed forward by Shaw out to the right-hand side. And it will drop in the end to Rashford, who gets it inside to Mainu and gets the return here, Marcus Rashford. Tries to enter the box on the right side. Towards the byline. He's tackled well by Mikalenko. Corner for Manchester United again. A bit more positive this second half from Marcus Rashford after his goal. First for a long time. First since the Arsenal defeat for Marcus Rashford. Hadn't scored in any other competition so far this season. Yet to strike in the Champions League or the League Cup. But he'll be an outswinger this time from Bruno Fernandes on the far side. Near post towards Lindelof. Header won again by Calvert-Lewin. Diving header this time. But United still have it with Mainu. Ball down the right-hand side. Oh, what a ball that is. And Fernandes is staying onside. Byline needs to get the pull back right. Fernandes, he was looking for Maguire, but he was blocked by Branthwaite. Flag never came. And it's a corner again for Manchester United. Mainu on the spin. Just put it down the right-hand side, and he was well onside. Idrissa Gueye pushing up too late on this near side. Played short. Rashford through to Dalot. Dinks it. Far post. Garnacho on his own to shoot. And that is not what we want to see. From the unbelievable, spectacular overhead kick to one of the worst shots you'll see all day. Played it short. Fernandes to Rashford, who got it through the gap to Dalot, who sprinted forward into the box. He then clipped a ball to an unmarked Garnacho. And as he went to strike it right foot, he just did not catch it the way he did with his overhead kick. And out it goes for a goal kick, which is played out from the back here. Tarkowski forward to Garner, who's got McTominay behind him, so goes to Pickford in the 6-yard box, who drills a pass forward to Gueye, who's allowed to turn and feed it out to the left-hand side. Mikalenko passes the halfway line. Got Rashford closing him down here, so has to slow the game down. Goes down the line to Decore, who will get there ahead of Mainu and returns the favour back towards Mikalenko, but he's been tackled by Dalot, and Rashford uses it into Martial. Martial linking up with Fernandes, but they lose it. Tarkowski now bringing it forward from afar, playing it out to the right to Harrison, in the box, crosses it. Calvert-Lewin's there, but he can't quite get a solid contact. And into the hands it goes of Onana. United were ready to go there with Martial and Fernandes linking up, but they lost out. Harrison with a cross, and it comes off Maguire before it reaches Calvert-Lewin. Really good defending from Harry Maguire. And for me, this shows when the pressure's taken off a certain player, they perform much better. The captaincy's been taken away. He can just focus on his game, and he's having a great little spell for Manchester United, which you would expect from an £80 million signing. Sorry for the noise, if you can hear it in the background. Midway inside the Everton half, they have the ball back here. The home side with 25 minutes to go. Plus any added on time we get. Tarkowski, switch ball out to the left to McNeil, picks it up midway inside the United half. Been forced to go back here to Mykolenko to keep possession. Address again. Closed down here quickly by Mainu, but he shifts it to Tarkowski. Branthwaite. Everton just enjoying some possession within their back four as United sit behind the ball at the minute. Tarkowski switches it up and goes long into the box looking for Harrison, who made the run, but it's Onana's ball to catch. And unfortunately for Everton, it's another attack that is not worked out in the end. And the play from the defensive line of Harry Maguire. He goes for a long ball himself down the right-hand side. Marcus Rashford thinks better of chasing that because he's never going to get there. It goes deep, deep inside the Everton half. It's now Everton with Pickford in the 18-yard box. Diagonal ball out to the right. Finds Ashley Young, who chests it down and keeps it away from Garnacho on halfway. He's been forced to go back though as Garnacho won't give this one up. It's now Tarkowski. Back down the line to Young. Tarkowski again in the right back position. Goes to his left and just behind him here to Pickford on the edge of the 18-yard box. Everton just wanting to keep possession for now. Branthwaite forward into Garner in the midfield. A bit of time and space in the United half here for the former Red Devils midfielder. And he forces it out to the right to Young. He's got a lot of time to find a cross. In it goes near post. Met by Lindelof ahead of Calvert-Lewin. And it'll be a corner kick for Everton. Garner and Young had way too much time on the ball there, which allowed them to get it wide and get the cross in. And Lindelof with a good header at the near post to keep the clean sheet for Manchester United at the moment. In it goes. It's a deeper one. Onana's struggling. He does punch it and then catches it. And eventually it's dealt with for Manchester United. Wasn't very convincing from Onana, that first punch. But thankfully he kind of just punched it right into the air where he could just then get on the seconds and catch it. Onana puts it on the floor and kicks it quickly out to the left-hand side. Goes over Garnacho and Young throwing for Everton. If there is a clean sheet for Manchester United, it's their 5th of the season in the Premier League. 2 of them have come at home and they've got the 2 also away from home. Pickford out to the right-hand side. Finds Harrison. Well into the United half now. Got Ashley Young on the overlap in the final third. Drives on the inside instead. Then puts the cross in. It's headed on by Maguire. Drops to Decore at the far post. Good block from Dallo. It's another corner for Everton as they are starting to remake themselves in this game. At the far post. Decore got decent contact on it, but Dallo with an equal block. And it'll be an in-swinger this time from Garner. Needs to get this right. They need to score soon if they want any chance of getting any points from this one. Referee just delays play. He wants a word with Jared Branthwaite and Andre Onana. A little bit of pushing and shoving as you would expect in the 6-yard box from a corner. But eventually we will have the corner kick taken with 20 minutes left to play at Goodison. In-swinger. Now that's a really deep one towards Tarkowski. Header won by Dallo. Drops to the edge to Adrissagay, who goes to his left to Mykolenko, who goes backwards to Young. High ball, back out wide to Garner, where the corner was taken. He loses out to Bruno Fernandes as Garner stays down, holding his back after going down with the aerial challenge. Fernandes sends it long. It'll be Ashley Young to control it midway inside his own half, taking it away from Garnacho. And it's now Everton back in possession inside their own half. Obviously, you've got to remember Manchester United do have something to defend here. So they will sit back a little bit and just take this pressure as it comes. There's a long ball forward from Everton, headed away on the edge of the box by Shaw. It's now Rashford on the left-hand side. He wants to try and get into the Everton half, but he can't do so at the minute. Plays it to Fernandes. 1-2 completed and then played through by Lindelof. Marcus Rashford all alone in the 18-yard box. Goes across. Finds Garnacho, who rattles aside netting. It was a tight angle in fairness. for Manchester United's number 17. Great link-up play between Rashford and Fernandes, and a great defence-splitting ball from Lindelof. And Rashford had a lot of time to pick his chance. He probably should have pulled back to Martial, but he instead went across towards Garnacho. He got there, but as I say, it was a very tight angle. And wide it went, as we're going to get a double change from Manchester United. And what a Premier League first start for this man, Kobbie Mainoo. He's missed all the beginning of this season due to an ankle injury picked up in pre-season. He's played a couple of under-21 games to get back into full fitness for this one. And he's been thrown straight into the deep end away at Goodison Park. First start in the Premier League. It's his first game for the first team squad this season. And he will be substituted and replaced by Sofian Amrabat. What a debut from the start for Kobbie Mainoo. And the other change will be Alejandro Garnacho, who got the opening goal in the 3rd minute with one of the best goals you will see all season. And maybe this decade. Seriously, it's that good. And he will be replaced by number 28, Facundo Pellistri. Got the assist, Pellistri, for United's late winner at Fulham not too long ago. As Everton will make changes of their own, a double change for Everton. Ashley Young replaced at right back for number 2, Nathan Patterson. And Dwight McNeil will come off for number 10, Arnaut Danjuma, who is on loan from Villarreal for the season. So 2 changes for each side as we are entering the final 20 or so minutes we've added on time. Patterson looking forward for Decore. Goes beyond him and picked up by Lindelof. Luke Shaw now at left back. Rashford midway inside his own half. Tries to scoop it forward for Shaw. Cut out by the head of Patterson. Throwing for the away side. And that'll be Luke Shaw at left back to take this throw in. What a big introduction Luke Shaw is for Manchester United to return. Signed a new contract, 4-year deal in April of this year. And he's got a 50% win record against Everton previously. 8 wins from 16. And it looks like he's going to be adding another win to his record. As McTominay picks it up here on the midfield. Halfway line. Goes out to the left there to Rashford. First time ball looking forward towards Martial. Doesn't find the Frenchman. And it's picked up here for Everton in their back line as they will build from the back. Long ball forward over the top. Looking for the run of Danjuma. He's fresh off the bench. He will get there at a Dallo. And as he tries to take him on, the Portuguese international says no. Shuts that door and clears it forward down the line for Pellistri, who's come back here to help his full-back try and clear the ball, and clear it they do. Up the field, it's a floater, but Gay heads it forward to Calvert-Lewin, who can't help it on, headed away by Maguire. Now with Martial, down the line for Pellistri, off the bench himself. He is fresh, he's one-on-one with Branthwaite. He's got Fernandes in support on the inside, plays it to Fernandes, he's got runners forward, Martial's one of them, Anthony Martial! And his good goal-scoring record against Everton continues. It's 9 for Martial in 17 against today's opposition. And he surely seals the 3 points with the 3rd goal today for Manchester United. He starts today as Rasmus Højlund is out injured. And he makes the most of the start that he has received today from Erik ten Hag. He could have gone for something else, Ten Hag. He could have put Rashford up front. He could have gone other ways, but he's put trust in the Frenchman. And it's a beautiful assist from Fernandes to slip it through to Martial, who got there ahead of Tarkowski. And around 8 yards out as Pickford was rushing forward to close down the angle. Martial, as composed as ever, just lifts it over Jordan Pickford, who spreads himself, but not big enough to stop that ball from going in the back of the net. And Martial scores, and it's goal number 90 for Manchester United. And at Goodison Park with 15 minutes to play, it's Everton 0, Manchester United 3. It's a very good moment for Anthony Martial to get his first goal of the season in the Premier League. It's only his 3rd start. Started the first couple of games where they took on Forest at home and Arsenal away. He has 1 goal in the League Cup, which came against Crystal Palace, but this is his first in the Premier League. And Luke Shaw, on his return, after not playing since August, Due to a muscle injury, he'll be replaced for the last 15 minutes, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka will come on at right back, and Diogo Dalot will go on and cover at left back. So it's 3-0 to United. They've defended well, they've attacked with precision, and they have a deserved 3-0 lead. And to be fair, Everton only have themselves to blame. They've had plenty of opportunities. Plenty. But has not been able to take one of them. And that's their own fault. That's just not being good enough. And it's been the story of their home season so far. This is their 7th game at home today, Everton. And just the 1 win, 1 draw, and it'll now be 5 losses at home. And in those 5 losses, previously, they'd only lost by 1 goal each time. And those losses came to teams like Fulham, Wolves, Luton. Teams that they should be beating at home at least, or a draw minimum. Mykolenko receives in the box, takes on the turn nicely, strikes himself off the woodwork. He gets forward really well, links up with Danjuma, the substitute. And as he let fly Mykolenko, he hit the crossbar. Nearly towards the top left corner. And Mykolenko, who's got 2 goals in his last 2 games against Brighton and Crystal Palace, came close to making it 3-3, but was denied by the woodwork. As they come again, Danjuma flicking it forward to the edge of the box, looking for Decore. It's now with Mykolenko at left back on halfway. Danjuma being followed by Wan-Bissaka, plays it into Garner. And back to Danjuma, who takes it on Martial and pokes it away from Wan-Bissaka, but it's intercepted by Palestri. It's now with Amrabat midway inside his own half here for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka down the line, short ball, picked up by Mykolenko. Here's Decore, tries to play inside himself, comes off Amrabat as he looked for Danjuma, throwing on the far side in the final third for the home team. This will be one hell of a comeback if they were to do it with 12 minutes plus added on time. Adrissagay clips it right hand side into the path of Patterson off the bench on right back. Been forced to go back here by Harrison. Harrison inside towards Garner, tries to get it back out wide. Rashford took it away, but then Garner recovered to win possession back. And Everton have it again. On the halfway. With Tarkowski. Patterson curls it early into the path of Calvert-Lewin and just couldn't quite get there ahead of Maguire, who shoved him out of the way of the ball, and the ball went through to Onana. It's the United goalkeeper who rolls it forward to Amrabat. He's allowed to turn. Plays it back to the edge of the 18-yard box here to Lindelof. It's back into Onana. Decore is coming to close him down. Calmly plays it to his right here to Maguire, who leaves the 18-yard box and plays it forward to Fernandes. Into Martial. Tackled by Branthwaite from behind. It's now Gay. Dummy by Danjuma. It's now Decore. Crosses towards the far post where Harrison can't meet it. He will chase it and he can't avoid the throw-in. And it'll be Manchester United's ball on this near side. A great cross really from Decore. He was asking a lot of Harrison to try and get there. Dalot throws it to Lindelof. Tries to go back to Dalot. Can't. Throw in for Everton right next to the corner flag. 10 minutes to go. Got a bit of movement here. Gets the ball back from Garner. Now forward to Decore. Garner again. Into Patterson. Flicks it into the box to Harrison. Takes it away from the tackle of Fernandes, but he's been forced away from the 18-yard area. But he works out wide left to Mykolenko, who's been closed down by Palestri. Keeps it away from the Uruguayan for now. Now Danjuma, who's been forced back to Branthwaite, but he keeps the ball well there, Danjuma. He's being followed closely again by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Tarkowski, diagonal ball to the left side of the box. Looking for Decore. Goes beyond him, and Wan-Bissaka plays forward to Palestri. Goes back to Maguire, who can just about avoid the corner. Concedes a throw-in, but that was a poor pass back to him there by Palestri. And the throw-in's been taken to Danjuma. Tries to take on Palestri, but he's tackled by United's 28, who goes inside to Fernandes, midway inside his own half. Forward he goes, looking for goal scorer Martial. Tarkowski gets there first. Adrissagay to Decore. Plays it through towards Danjuma in the box, but it's cut out by Wan-Bissaka. Only finds Garner, who wants to strike from afar. He's off balance. He slices. He plays it wide. And I think that's just a bit of frustration there from Garner. Having a strike from afar. It's going for power. And we'll have a change here for Everton. With 9 minutes to go. 3 goals down. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's had a tough game today. And if we're going to be completely honest, he has just not been able to get the better of Harry Maguire. He's been much better than him. Manchester United's number 5. He's been superb today, the centre-half. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be replaced by Everton's number 28, Yusuf Shamiti, who was signed in a £15 million deal this summer from Sporting Lisbon. Onana with the goal kick. Headed forward by Patterson. Volleyed by Lindelof, not convincing, but it's helped away by Dalot as it bounces off Harrison. McTominay heads it forward towards Rashford on halfway. Collected by Tarkowski. He goes down the line, picked away by Dalot into the path of Rashford. He's running forward. He plays it across to Fernandes. Could be a chance for a fourth. Forward to Palestri. Edge of the box. Martial. Back to goal. Relays it into Fernandes, who tries to strike a first time. He's been forced to go wide to Wan-Bissaka, but then gets the return. Here's Fernandes. Inside to Palestri. Outside the 18-yard area. He's got the chance here to get the crossing on the byline. It's a low one, it's a scuff one, and it can be dealt with here for Everton by Adrissagay. But it's a shocking clearance straight to Wan-Bissaka. And United have got very nice possession, nice bit of possession here in the Everton 18-yard, in the Everton defensive third. And as the ball's played forward to Palestri, Mikalenko tries to get there first, doesn't. Palestri does, and he catches the Uruguayan late there. Mikalenko free kick for Manchester United. Well won there by Facundo Palestri, making his 10th appearance in the Premier League. 6 of them now have come this season for United's 21-year-old right winger. They are sending their defenders forward. Maguire's in there, Lindelof, McTominay, Martial. Couple on the edge of the box as well. One-man wall with Danjuma. It'll be Fernandes to take on the far right-hand side. Only possible option is the cross. Too tight of an angle for a shot. And he crosses it in right-footed towards Lindelof. Headed on by Branthwaite. Kept alive by Amrabat. Headed away, though, by Shamiti. Kept alive by Lindelof. And a offside flags up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Free kick for Everton in the end. Given by Lee Betts. And with just over 6 minutes to play, we're going to get another Manchester United change, and the goal scorer of the third and the winner of the penalty for the second, Anthony Martial, will be replaced by Hannibal Mejbri. As United see this game out, really tidy finish for his goal, 8 yards out, lifting it delicately over Jordan Pickford, getting his first goal of the season in the Premier League, and that is his 90th goal in the shirts and the colours of Manchester United. All round a good game for Martial, the 27-year-old. And he'll be replaced by Tunisian Hannibal Mejbri. It looks like Manchester United will just pack up the midfield and leave Palestri and Rashford up front as options to counter-attack. As Dalot strides forward, inside. What a run this is. Dalot out to the right here to Palestri in the box on his left foot. He takes it on. It's saved by Pickford. Spilt it a little bit, but no one was following it in for United, so he could reclaim it quickly. And he rolls it out to Adrissagay, past the halfway line, looking down the Everton right-hand side. He's got Harrison making a run, and he eventually plays it to the man on loan from Leeds. And Harrison goes back inside to Gay. Back out wide, it goes to Patterson. Down the line here to Harrison again. Into the path of Patterson. Good run. Byline. Will he get there? No, he won't. It was a bit of a heavy touch towards the byline, and Onana saw a chance to come out and slide in to collect the ball, and that's what he did. Ease the pressure, because if Patterson's touch was right and wasn't as heavy, that would have been more than likely a goal if Patterson got the pull back right. But Onana with some good solid goalkeeping. United in a right back position with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Back inside to the 6-yard area to Andre Onana. Back out to the right, looking for Harry Maguire, who's got forward from centre half. It's been cut out by Gay. Drops to Danjuma. One-on-one with Wan-Bissaka, takes him on the outside, but then the slide tackle from Wan-Bissaka. Last comes off Danjuma. Goal kick for United. Good piece of defending there for Wan-Bissaka. Went in with the slide tackle, got the first touch, and then deflected it back off Danjuma to win the goal kick. And it's probably right there, the referee. Last touch off the Dutchman. Arnaut Danjuma, formerly of Bournemouth. Scored 15 goals in 33 Championship appearances in the 2020-2021 season before moving to Villarreal, where he had quite a bit of success under Unai Emery at Villarreal, reaching the Champions League semi-final. Obviously had a failed loan spell last year at Spurs. Got the 1 goal in a 2-2 draw against Sheffield United. Sorry, no, that's wrong. He got the 1 goal against Bournemouth in a 3-2 loss. 2 goals he got for Spurs, just the 1 in the Premier League. And he's yet to score. He's not scored in his last 7 for Everton. His 1 goal for Everton came in a 2-2 draw against Sheffield United. Just getting me stats mixed up there, I do apologise. Has Everton come again? Down the left-hand side. Danjuma, again, not really fancying the challenge with Wan-Bissaka. Puts a low cross in, cleared by Amrabat. So it's been cleared up towards Hannibal, who loses it on the halfway line to Patterson. Former Rangers fullback. Off the bench today. Plays forward to Decore, allowed to turn and look forward. Goes in the inside to Adrissagay. Across once more to his left ear to Garner, who turns away from Palestri. Onto his right foot, shoots into the midriff of Harry Maguire, who definitely felt that one, but it means Manchester United can break. Fernandes feeding it to the right-hand side to Rashford. He's going to replay it back towards Fernandes, but it's a vital interception from Tarkowski, because if that had gone through, that would have been 4 for Manchester United. Great counter-attack after the block from Maguire. Fernandes' ball out the right to Marcus Rashford was pinpoint, and the ball across was so nearly perfect for Fernandes, but it was a good block for Tarkowski, who had to concede the corner in the end. A goal for Fernandes would put him as their top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's currently level on 3 with Scott McTominay for Manchester United's top goal scorers. Fernandes, as they work it short from the set piece. Rashford, fancying the cross, glides it towards the far post where Maguire can win his header. Back across goal. It's been kept in by Pickford. No, it hasn't been kept in by Pickford. Goal kick for Everton as Harry Maguire rushes back. Tarkowski plays it short here. Across to Branthwaite. And then gets the return here. The right centre half as he dribbles forward trying to enter the Manchester United half, which he does. And he plays it outside of the boot. Looking for Matt Patterson, getting forward from full back. Easily cut out by Dallo, who goes outside of the boot himself, curling it inwards for the run of Rashford, but he's beaten to it there by Branthwaite. But he can only clear for a throw-in as he clears it into the area where the Manchester United supporters are congregated on this near side. As we're going to get another change here for Everton. Their number 16, Abdoulaye Doucouré, will be replaced by forward Lewis Dobbin. He's been at the club since 2011. Stoke-born forward, making his 6th appearance for the first team. Been on the bench for the last 8 games with 0 minutes, but he comes on for the remainder of this one. Lewis Dobbin, 7th appearance in the Premier League, 4th this season. As Dallo throws it to Rashford towards the corner flag. Been met by Tarkowski, who takes it off him and wins the throw-in. Last touch off Rashford. Right in that corner flag, where the throw-in will be taken by number 2, Nathan Patterson, who has started Scotland's last 3 games in their run to the Euros. Patterson throws it down the line, gets it back from the header of McTominay as we hit the 90th minute. And we have 6 minutes of added on time as the Everton clearance headed away by Maguire alongside Mikalenko, who tries to get it towards Danjuma, and eventually it drops to Wan-Bissaka in the end. And he gets away from one Everton player but can't get away from Danjuma. Chance here, Schmidt, who takes it on with a strike, and he's got the power on it but not the direction wide it went. But that was a venomous strike from Schmidt. Just bounced up on him and he hit it. Anana dived. It was always just curling wide, unfortunately, but he's hit that with some power. Yusuf Schmidt. He was at Sporting Lisbon for 7 years of his youth career, 19 years of age. Dalot brings it away down the United left. 5 minutes left to play. Inside to McTominay. It's now with Hannibal on halfway. He's been caught from behind there by Adrissagate. And that'll be a yellow card for the Senegalese midfielder. Very experienced at international level, Adrissagate. Over 100 appearances for his country. Made his debut in November 2011. But the 34-year-old has not quite had the same joy as he did in Everton's last league game where they won it late at Palace, which he was the one to score it in, 86th minute. As from Gary Neville, Kobbie Mainoo will be getting the Man of the Match award, and I do not disagree. He was absolutely superb. For a Premier League debut, away at Everton, in the circumstances which they come to this ground, he was very good. And it's a joint player of the match. It's Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho. But a huge shout out for me personally, and I'm one of his biggest critics, is Harry Maguire. He completely shut Dominic Calvert-Lewin out of the game for the majority. Won majority of the aerial duels. He just looked calm on the ball and just looked like the Harry Maguire we know he can be, because he's not a bad footballer, or he wouldn't be playing in the Premier League, and he wouldn't have been, an £80 million player. At Leicester, he was a good defender, and I feel like that's what he's doing more now at Manchester United. He's not trying to overcomplicate his game too much. He's just doing what he knows he's good at, defending. Just not overcomplicating it, winning your head, winning your aerial duels, getting in the way of shots, tackling, being strong. And I think the captaincy not being on his shoulders, I think also helped him as well. As Everton look to try and get a consolation goal. Harrison driving on the inside, on his left foot, shooting, blocked by Lindelof. It'll deflect though to the left-hand side. It's Danjuma in the final third. He's got Mikalenko making a run ahead of him. Uses it as a decoy to play it into the path of Gay. It's now Garner, 25 yards out from goal. Goes back out to the left-hand side here to Adrissagate. Shifts it onto his right foot. Crosses it in. Header away by Sofian Amrabat. Only tries Patterson, who puts it in the box, and it's flicked on by Lindelof. Drops to Mikalenko, who doesn't have time to shoot as it's prodded away by McTominay. Still alive here for Everton with 3 minutes left to play. Down the line it goes to Danjuma. Does he fancy taking on Wan-Bissaka? He's going to go for it, I think. On the outside, works a deflected cross, and it's out for a corner. On the far side, Danjuma. He's done okay on the left wing. Probably looked a little bit more dangerous one-on-one than McNeil did. But he'll definitely be looking for more starts, Danjuma. He's not started in the Premier League now in his last 8, including today. And on loan from Villarreal, he'll want more game time. In swinger, far post, Tarkowski will win the header. Across it goes, and it's helped on off the line. Harrison was the one trying to prod it home. Lindelof blocked. Palestri clears. Up to halfway towards Patterson, who will get there ahead of Marcus Rashford. For the moment, throwing for Everton. Patterson got there first, and Rashford tackled him from behind. Tarkowski headed it back across, where I think it was Schmidt who put it back in towards the path of Patterson, who couldn't quite force it over the line. And to the frustration of Sean Dyche, somehow his side are going to fail to score at home again. They scored 3 against Bournemouth at home, 1 in their defeat to Luton, and then 1 in their draw to Brighton. Just not scoring enough at home at all. They've only scored 5 goals at home now in their opening 7 league games at Goodison. Could get another one here, but the cross is too deep. Nowhere near Harrison, and it goes through for a Manchester United goal kick with just under 90 seconds to play. Manchester United are now going to be on a run of 4 away wins in a row. Burnley, Sheffield United, Fulham and now Everton. They are games that you would expect Manchester United to win. But sometimes it's not always easy as what they look on paper. And they are going to come away with another win here, and it's a good one. It's a 3-0 win. It's just very, very good in the circumstances in which Everton were playing this game with. Just getting the deduction of points. Harrison plays it inside though in the box to Gay. Wants to try and work a shot with his left foot. He does, but it's blocked by Lindelof. Drops in the end to Garner. Goes back out wide left this time. Here's Dobbin for Everton. Works onto his right foot. Dribbles out of the box as he tries to work the space for his shot, which he did do. But it was a horrific shot. Flies wide and high. And it's going to be a goal kick for Manchester United. And that could be that for today at Goodison Park. Manchester United will go up to 6th. 2 points behind Spurs, 4 behind Villa, 4 behind Liverpool, 5 behind Manchester City, and just the 6 behind league leaders Arsenal. Manchester United's season in the league is not as bad as what you think it is. They're doing just fine, just European competition they need to improve on, and that's the next game against Galatasaray, and that's what they'll be focusing on now as the final whistle is blown at Goodison Park, and it ends Manchester United taking all 3 points with 3 goals. It is Everton 0, Manchester United 3. It started with one of the best goals you'll see in a very, very long time, with Alejandro Garnacho with an overhead bicycle kick, whatever you want to call it. It was nothing short of fantastic. Top right corner, he couldn't have caught it any sweeter if he would have tried, and he nestled into the top right corner to give Manchester United an early lead. But after that, it became Everton who got into the game, and half an hour into the game, that's when the chances started to flood in. Calvert-Lewin had a couple, couldn't quite divert it. Decore somehow put a shot wide of the post. Idrissa Gueye had an opportunity as well, and that all came within the last 15 minutes of the first half. The half-time whistle came, and unfortunately for Everton, it killed their momentum slightly, and Manchester United, after the start of the second half, started to just get back into the game and create some chances, and they won a penalty 10 minutes after the start of the second half. It was originally given as a dive on Anthony Martial as he entered the box as he was brought down by Ashley Young, but as replay showed and the referee decided that it wasn't a dive, he was caught by Ashley Young in the 18-yard area, which gave Manchester United a penalty kick, and that was dispatched by Marcus Rashford, scoring his second goal of the season, and it was his first since Arsenal away in their 3-2 defeat at the Emirates earlier on this season, and it was also Rashford's 125th goal in Manchester United shirt. And it was then capped off in the fifth with 15 minutes to go from Anthony Martial. A nice played through ball by Fernandes into the path of the French striker in the box, who got there ahead of Tarkowski, lifted it over an outrushing Jordan Pickford to take the 3 points home. And after that, they had to defend a little bit, but defended well they did, and they were able to see through their 3 points. And despite Everton having 22 shots, they only conjured 6 on target and didn't find one of them hitting the back of the net. It just shows that Everton are playing well at home, they are creating chances, but oh my word, they need to start scoring some of them, or this season could be a very long one, especially after being deducted 10 points. They stay 19th in the table, 5 points away from safety, as Luton Town are currently 17th on 9 points. They've got some work to do, but they'll believe they can do it. But it is Everton's 7th defeat of the season in their first 13 league games. Work to do for Everton, but work they'll believe they'll be able to get out of their players, to get them out of the relegation zone and to get them to survive. Yes, they are currently got a dark cloud over them with this deduction, but the last thing they can do is let that get the better of them. They need to just knuckle down, focus. It's a busy schedule coming up now with the festive period right over their shoulders. So the one thing that they can take is that they are playing well. Everton didn't play badly today. They just couldn't score goals. And, you know, if they could find the back of the net, I think that game would have been different. Like I say, from half an hour in to half time, they could have scored 3-4 goals easily. And that, you know, if you score 2 of those 5 big chances, then, you know, you go into the break winning. It completely changes the game, and Everton just couldn't change the game. They just couldn't get that goal. And unfortunately, it's led to them being beaten 3-0 when really, you know, they haven't played, attacking wise, they haven't played that badly to be beaten 3-0. But if you don't score, if you don't take chances, you don't score, you lose games, and the results don't look good on you. And that's what Everton are currently experiencing at the minute. But for this live commentary, I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Great commentaries, mate. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed, like I say, subscribe, like. 3 commentaries guaranteed a week on this channel, and the 3 that are definitely going to be happening are Ipswich taking on Millwall on Wednesday in the Championship, AEK Athens against Brighton in the Europa League, and Manchester City against Spurs in the Premier League next Sunday. And we might be doing a 4th, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you know if there is a 4th commentary coming. But you know them 3 are definitely on their way next week, so make sure you're here for them, because we are covering Championship, Europa League and Premier League, so we're also covering 3 different competitions. But for today, we've done a double header. We have seen Aberdeen draw 1-1 at home to Rangers after James Tavernier's late penalty. And here we have seen Manchester United come to Goodison Park. We've seen one of the best goals for a very long time after an overhead kick in the 3rd minute from Garnacho. A penalty from Rashford to get his 125th goal, put them 2 up. And with 15 minutes to go, Martial bagged his first Premier League goal of the season. It was his 90th in a Manchester United shirt. And Everton's doom and gloom continues after the international break. They are beaten here at Goodison Park as it ends Everton 0, Manchester United 3.